Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Rome campaign. Last time, we almost lost the war against my sleepiness, but did decisively win the war against Epirus. We defeated them in Magna Graecia and seized all of their holdings in that region, along with 4 of their 6 feudatories in the region as well, including Thuria, Sapontum, Elia, and also Tarentum. 2 of their feudatories remain free, or really still not free. They're still Epirus's feudatories, but they remain free from my overlordship, which is probably much worse than Epirus's. Of course, these being Croton and Hipponion down in the southern portion of Magna Graecia. Just because we didn't have enough room in our war score limits of 100 to fit everybody in. But we secured the northern portion of the peninsular Magna Graecia and moved on to our next mission tree, which focuses a lot on the islands of Italia and Magna Graecia. We're now a bit into this tree, and we've got claims and initiative from these missions and what they need from us to proceed on to fighting Carthage in these islands. Of course, there are some other tags on the islands here and there, but this is mostly going to be about taking this territory from Carthage. And so the First Punic War of the campaign is looming, to say the least. We've been building up our navies quite substantially. In fact, we've got our main navy, Classis 1 Ostia, already finished, with Classis 2 Pisae and Classis 3 Heraclea nearly complete. We have a few more hexarrays to redistribute, but we're almost there. Should only be a matter of months, if not a year or so, and then we will have 90 ships ready to go, plus some extra in reserve, just for good measure. Incidentally, Carthage's naval situation is surprisingly minimal. They continue to lose their ship numbers. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but they will really regret whatever decision they've done to lose this many ships since the campaign began, because we're 20 years in. Carthage has clear naval disadvantage numbers-wise. Obviously, they have the advantage of having 10% more morale on top of 5% more morale from hard difficulty, and probably other morale bonuses from being Carthage in their mission tree. Who can say? But I think that with the numbers that we've got and the solid set of admirals that we've been making use of, we should be in the clear for naval dominance over Carthage in the Punic War, which opens up a lot of opportunities, because with us having the numbers to control the Mediterranean in this war, we will be able to hold Carthage's main forces and that of their own feudatories stuck on Africa, while our own armies are going to be very free to get transported around to the very unfortified Carthaginian holdings on Sardinia and also on Sicily. They have 1 fort at Regon, but that's it. The rest of this is unfortified. Carthage, actually, I guess technically they have a fort over at Zeitz, but that's basically it. The rest of this is not fortified at all. And this is pretty interesting. The AI often unfortifies its own territory, I think to save money, but I sort of don't understand this behavior. And Carthage has really made a pretty bad decision by doing that here, so we will punish them for that. And we have the claims. We could go to war with them at will. I think we will go ahead and get our armies raised and basically ready to go. I don't think we need to hire any mercenaries or make use of any pirate fleets. We should have, even with our 2 other sort of the second 2 of our 3 navies, Pisae and Heraclea, not being completely finished. They're more than strong enough to do their job, and each of them could already nearly fight the entire Carthaginian navy by itself, and we will, of course, organize them for this war in a way to make sure that we've got local strength wherever any of these navies happens to be. I may keep the navies together in some configuration. We'll find out in a minute. But in terms of strength, Carthage will probably have a small levy for Italia they'll raise over here. They're going to have a small Magna Graecian levy, but we can just basically land forces on both these islands and essentially face no serious opposition, as long as we can keep Carthage's main forces stuck on Africa. Now, before we get to that and start organizing for this war, which I do think we should go for while we have such a good opportunity to control the waters, let's attend to our internal affairs for a sec here. We've had an election And with the client reload, it seems like this is something that is really based on reload in the game and not based on the election. Perhaps it is only when you have a reload after an election that this is recalculated. I'd hate to think that this actually happens every reload, because that would be that definitely feels like a oversight or a glitch if that's how this works. But because these videos that I'm doing for this campaign tend to be one full consulship long per session most of the time, this so far is working, so we're gonna just roll with it. Anyways, since the reload, there's been a recalculation to adjust for who is where in the Senate. We do now have an Optimatus consul once again, Appius Claudius Caudex. We've seen him before. He was a co-consul 2 consulships ago. And we've got a long-time consular hopeful, but never yet a consular co-consul, Lucius Valerius Whelans, who is a Popularis. So we have a split Optimatus Popularis ticket here. Very interesting. And speaking of the Optimatus and the Popularis, these parties are the two main parties now. Optimatus have surged back into power. We've got the Day of the Wolf happening here in the Senate. They have extreme approval, which is great, and 53% control. They are in the majority of our politics here. With a Optimatus consul in the seat, we do have the national noble output plus 12%. That is pretty great. Definitely pretty great. And we're going to really hopefully see a big boost to our research during this next 5-year period. The Popularis didn't really lose a lot of control. It seems like a lot of the Optimatus control came from the Bani, who are down to 14%. Very interesting. But the Popularis at least haven't gained a lot of control. Although I do think they did lose some control from the previous consulship. I'd have to go back and look again at the video to verify what the number was. But Popularis have been diminished thanks to our sort of interference last episode. Hopefully we can keep that energy going. We do have another cursed Optimatus Popularis team up sort of in the works here for our next consulship. We'll take a look at these characters later. For now, let's talk a bit about our new consul. So, Appius Claudius Caudex, 11795. He is ambitious, whereas some view the ladder to the top as a challenge. Appius prefers to see it as firewood. Characters with this trait are more likely to murder their way to the top. In terms of the modifiers from this trait that are relevant to his consulship, 1 to every attribute, extra cohort loyalty gain chance. And then aside from that, that's basically it that's relevant for now. He is also prominent. When Appius Claudius Caudex speaks, people listen. 10% increased commerce for the Italia region. That's pretty good. He also has the blood of the Claudii. We've read this before, so I'm not going to read through all the bloodline traits every time because they're kind of wordy. But we've seen this before, actually, from him 2 consulships ago, along with his co-consul at the time, Caicus. 10% increased fort defense in Italia, and 10% increased omen power across the nation. Pretty good stuff. He's an original thinker, so 1 extra martial, and 10% siege ability for his levies. That's pretty good. The logistics of warfare require a certain innovativeness, which Appius seems to possess. And he is greedy, well, I can relate to that one at least. Plus 0.02% local pop growth for Italia, and 1 less charisma. Nobody would ever dare accuse Appius of moderation or self-control. Characters with this trait are more likely to engage in theft. Right, he's trying to provoke Arbo. Don't know what's going on with that, so let's put him on a scheme influence where it's going to be a bit more useful to the state doing that. Right, and then as for his co-consul, we've got Lucius Valerius Whelans, who is a founder, harsh, and secure. And incidentally, Whelans is a pretty good co-consul, bringing in a stat boost for everything except for the very high martial of Appius Claudius Caudex. So that's quite good. 8 finesse, 11 charisma, 8 zeal from Whelans, and then we've got 11 martial from Caudex. So pretty solid stuff. Incidentally, for this 5-year term, the Optimatus want to grant holdings, which means if I don't do anything, they're going to probably force me to grant holdings in an event, which would be cheaper, so I may just wait for that. The Bani want construction. They want Neapolis to have 7 buildings, which is something I may actually do just because I want to build more buildings in my cities. But I don't know if there's a huge need to do this right now. 10 approval from them. I would have enough room to make full use of it, so I suppose it couldn't hurt. The Popularis have the negative trend as usual. Yeah, they're mad about the grateful families. I could actually make the families ungrateful, but I think one of my families has extreme overrepresentation. Yeah, the Claudii have 6 out of 2 So we need to basically, because what I was doing before was trying to redistribute all the slots that I could to Optimontis and Boni characters, and the Cloudy Eye happened to have entirely Optimontis and Boni characters, so I was really doing a big kind of sort of incidental Cloudy Eye boosting up with that move. But I don't think we're going to be able to get this below. I don't think we can get this back to 2 with any ease. And in terms of my current arrangement, government's looking fine. Nobody's below. I guess Badbatas is at 8, so it could be better. I could get somebody with higher. But his statesmanship is at 100%. He's been a consul before. He's an experienced statesman, so I don't really want to lose out on the party approval from this. This is worth quite a bit, so I think we leave it as it is. Over in the researcher area, everything looks pretty good. I looked at this, I think, last time, so I think we're fine with that. So in terms of the government, I think everything's solid. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold right now. But let's go ahead and get our omen going. For this 5-year period, I'm assuming something militaristic will be called for. That is probably a safe assumption. Could also go for stab change, but don't think we need that at the minute. We do have 161% omen power, which that's pretty good. So let's take full advantage of that if we can. I think going for Minerva once again for the morale of armies. I still think that in this situation, morale of armies is a bit more valuable than discipline, but I'm open to the idea that I'm just completely wrong about that. I think, in my opinion, discipline is better when the armies are evenly matched and they have similar morale. Because I think the most important attribute in a land battle, or really in any battle, but in this context, no, land battle between 2 land armies, is first of all numbers, and then second of all morale. So if the numbers are even and the morale is even, then discipline is the decider. But given that everyone's going to have +5 morale over me no matter what I do, even though I can have access to a lot of good morale bonuses from tech and military tradition, it's always better to just really overload up on the morale. I can avoid having fights where I have numerical disadvantage by just being smart, honestly. This is a grand strategy game. I only go into numerically disadvantageous fights if I have a really particular plan or I'm not paying attention. And I hopefully will be paying attention in the Punic War, let's just say that. So I think that going for Minerva so that the fights we choose to take with numerical advantage also have morale advantage. Alright, let's go for it. We read this thing before, so no need to get bogged down in that. He says, being this adventurer, getting bogged down in everything he does. Anyways, so with that noted, we do have Risk of Rebellion down here. We've been trying to get this under control. Looks like things have not been fixed here. Yeah, we've got the glitched. They're so unhappy that it's become like displayed as happiness, but this is a glitch. We've got the Colonia here. Let's see here. This demotion will help once we start having these nobles demote. And I think the demotion speed here is about as fast as I can get it at the minute. 100% increase from that. And then on top of that, with the Colonia, further increased by plus 0.50. And then I think I have a resource that improves demotion. Actually, I don't think pop promotion also increases demotion. I think it's just pop promotion. I guess let me read the demotion text to see. Yeah, pop promotion is actually separate, which makes sense, obviously, but I thought it was possible that the sheep resource maybe increases promotion and demotion speed, but it's just promotion, which is totally fine. Having more promotion doesn't affect the demotion speed, so it's 2 different systems. It's not one number that's being pushed back and forth, so having the sheep doesn't slow down demotion, it just speeds up promotion, so that's quite handy. Yeah, this is pretty quick, 11.38% for a tile like this with no infrastructure, so just given a couple of months, these nobles will demote down, and things, well, you can see, by the way, it was glitched, because once I re-clicked on it, this was down, but it's the same numbers. Yeah, at this point, we just have to kind of wait this one out. Thuria, and once I get more of this territory, we'll have a much easier time maintaining it. A place like Thuria that was a city that we've demoted and has all of its old population without the rest of the province changing the weight of its effect on the provincial loyalty will bring this like single tile into rebellion if we don't add more territory. Brutia will finish in 475, so I may not be able to rely on that, so we just have to hope that this demotions like happen quickly. I think we've done everything we can over here to make that happen, though. Right, and then aside from that, I need to get a new admiral for Classis 1, Ostia, of course. because Codex, I think, was our admiral before. We could actually get Babulkis, our previous consul, to be the admiral, although he does have cancer, but he does also still have 11 marshals, so he's not to be overlooked. What kind of he is ailing? He may have a couple of years left, so this might be completely fine. At the end of the day, whatever his health situation is, if he does still have 11 marshal, then he has 11 marshal, and there's no need to overthink it. We could also bring in Valeria Tertia. She might be fine as well, although she does have dysentery and an infection, so she actually would be better even if she was completely healthy. She's quite young as well to have these many problems. She has 40 corruption, though. She's crafty and corrupt, so... and she's encroaching on public land, so this is the most corrupt character I think I can see. I think probably the safest bet is just bring in Gaius Valerius Babulkis for now. That will be fine. He served our state well, and he's going to be doing that again. Right, so at this point, let's go ahead and get ready for war. Our economy, it's not updated yet, but our economy is fine to support this. Let's go to increase pay. You can tell just how big of a difference this was. 10% swing. So now it actually is a bit more accurate. Let's go ahead and perhaps do increased pay on the Navy. Don't think this is completely necessary, though. This would help, but this would be very expensive. But this is going to be the Punic War, and I think that if there was ever time to pay all expenses possible to get the edge, it is this war. So we are going to go into the red just a bit here. Morale max is now over 3, so that's good. Whatever we can do to get this fixed. Alright, let's go ahead and split away these extra ships to go join their new navies. And we're going to get everyone raised pretty soon here. We'll just have the other hex rays that finish be safe in the reserves in the meantime. Okay, and so as for how I want to declare the war, Carthage is not currently at war, so this will just be a straight one-on-one fight, or really a one... Well, really it's going to be a 3 on, like, 12 fight with all their feudatories coming in. Most of their feudatories are city-states in Africa who are not going to have substantial navies of their own. It should be noted that all of their feudatories added together with Carthage does give Carthage a lot more naval strength, but the AI would have to coordinate a lot of naval movement to take full advantage of this, and I don't trust the AI will accomplish that very accurately, so that's fine. We don't have any local alliances. We could try to set this up, although these guys are currently fighting somebody, so... Again, I don't think that we really need a local ally. Given that we have naval control now, or at least we probably should, I think we're going to be able to pull this off without any local allies just fine. And then, so, my mission tree, let's see what my mission tree wants. We could get the stuff that is over here. This one actually doesn't even involve this stuff here, although I will want this stuff in the war, to say the least. We need to own this for that. This requires us taking out some of these other nations, so we may have to come back for that. Although, let's see here. This is a feudatory of or this is a client state of Carthage, so they join. So is this, and so is this. So we will actually be able to take all of this stuff in the war. For the scale of this war, this will be a pretty large-scale war. To be very clear, what I want is the rest of Italia, and I want the rest of Magna Graecia. I'm not going into Africa. Well, I may navally invade Africa and sack stuff in Africa, if the opportunity arises, obviously, but I'm not conquering into Africa. That is way beyond the, that's beyond my sphere of influence at the minute. I will eventually come back for this, but the main goal right now is to get Carthage out of my core territories, and then I can worry about them in the future, and going into Africa in the future. But for now, let's not. Also, we need commanders for these other... No, we do have commanders. Oh yeah, it's because of this. That's right. That's right. Right. Also, Sophis is still super mad. He is the party leader because of our actions last episode. But I think this is fine. We don't have anywhere near the power base because we don't have him employed. So this will continue to, you know, affect the... Actually, this doesn't affect the approval of his party at all, even though he's disloyal. He sort of can't do too much. He doesn't have enough power base to cause any problems. At least I don't think so. I guess we'll see if I'm wrong about that. I very well could be. I think that might be the case, but whatever the case. Let's get our levies raised and organized. So let me go back to the mission tree, actually. So we have to own all this stuff. Okay. And then over here, we get this. Okay. So we basically can complete the whole mission tree if we get everything in the peace deal. Alright, so in terms of what the war target should be, probably I should have the most protectable by water target of this territory in Carthage be the war target. I could have done something here. In fact, yeah, this guy, in terms of his loyalty, I could do something here where I inspire disloyalty and then I entice him, like right before the war is declared. He would, so if I inspire disloyalty, he would go down to 31, which is disloyal. Let's see here. However, just because I would be able to entice him at that point, the actual province, let's see, what was it? Actually, this might be doable here. Less than 50 loyalty. This is actually at 50 loyalty, and it's declining. It's about to go below 50, so this actually is doable, and there's an argument for doing it like this instead of conquering this. The trade-off is I kind of want to sack these two cities because they're going to be peopled by Punics, who I don't really want to be here, and I'd rather just kill or enslave in the sack. And that's a fair bit of money in these two cities, and ultimately the cost of this is going to be 5 AE, and then also 20 AE, so 25 AE and 25 PI, just to peacefully take territory that I could take for no AE or PI cost, and also getting gold and popularity for my consul in a completely free, like, land grab with no forts protecting. So even though this is a feasible, peaceful takeover, I am driven, as usual, by insatiable greed, and I don't think I need to do this peacefully. We're going to go to war with Carthage anyways. If we weren't going to fight them, that would be obviously a good option, but we are going to fight them, and I think we're in a good position to fight them. So we're going to ignore this opportunity to take this peacefully when we can just take it aggressively in the war. So with that noted, I think the move we do is we have, honestly, just a small force. Let's see what population they've got over here. Is this information I can see? In this area, they do have around 120 population, including 77 Punics, so we need to not overlook this. There's a pretty large Punic population living here. So these guys will have a local levy of some scale. So what we should really do is do this in phases. I think what we should do is have our entire army come down here, kill the levy here, grab this stuff, and then we protect this with the boats. Or really, we could also use the boats to just hold the Carthaginians in place, maybe just have a navy protect this from other fleets from their feudatories. And then we bring our forces over to Sicily. Perhaps we land at Regon and just get that fort under control first, while we otherwise sort of blockade the area. There's a lot we could do here. Incidentally, 36 for Italia, 4 for Magna Graecia. We will need more than just the each of these navies with their 30 ships to transport everybody. So I think what we do here, so these two guys are here. Actually, everyone stay here for a sec. I'm going to have my 30 ships and then the 4 reserve Liburnians and then the 2 extra Hexarrays transport my... Actually, I can just raise my main army down here because this is Italia, so never mind. That's not even needed. So let's go back to our original plan. Bring these guys around. We have to wait for a bit to get our morale up, so we're not going to war right now, but we will pretty soon here, to be sure. And then I will go ahead and raise my levy just so they can start getting their morale up. I think we should just raise them, because this is Italia. We just raise them right here. I think we raise them over here in... What's our closest spot? Lacon's probably the closest, but it's mountains. We're going to have attrition problems with our entire army here. I think we basically just come in with the main army, try to kill the Carthaginian levy, and just sort of overwhelm them, and then we transport them from here over to Sicily. That's the plan with them, at least. So, let me raise these guys. Is there anywhere here that's going to have a lot of supply limit? Probably not. Yeah, everywhere here is going to be way undersupplied. Illyria would have enough supply limit, but we could raise them in Illyria and have them wait there, and then we could maybe bring them over with the navy. Right before the war is declared. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. They'd be building morale in high supply limit. Yeah, we're not going to go to war right this second, so I may as well just raise them in Illyria. Alright, we could also split this force into multiple portions if we really want to. I kind of like the idea of just going in with everybody in one massive attack that Carthage definitely will fall to very, like, easily. I want to avoid, like, any disadvantage I could give myself, you know, I need to avoid. You know, divide and conquer is not about dividing yourself and conquering. It's about dividing the enemy and conquering them with your concentrated force. So let's play this carefully. Heavy infantry probably in the front. Spearmen in the back. And then light cav. That looks good. Okay, you guys just hang out here for now. Actually, we're almost at full morale. 4.13 morale is pretty good. We could just wait here and not worry about that. Mostly we're going to be waiting for our navies to reach full morale before we declare. And then, the Heraclean Navy, I'm going to bring out and get to work finding... I think, okay, so Heraclean Navy... So let me think about this for a second. So this force here needs 36 ships to transport. So we could use, again, the Alstian Navy, the reserves, and the 2 extra Hex-rays that we finished to transport these guys. That might be a good use of them, just so that they're all being moved at the same time. And I think I may just move them from Illyria, and we'll just land them in Karali and Sulki. I think we can at least split them in half and do these sort of double landings. Actually, well, it may be better just to land in one force to try to hit the Carthaginian army in a landing attack with overwhelming numbers. I think that would probably be safer. Yeah, we're not necessarily in a giant rush here. We should be able to take our time. Okay, so with that noted, I think what we do is actually, for real this time, have everyone do this. I'm just going to merge everybody into Classis 1 Ostia temporarily. This is just a wartime, you know, maneuver. We're going to bring the Ostian fleet over to Illyria for use in this strategy. We'll wait for them to get to full morale, though. Otherwise, I think what I might do is have these fleets go and try to find the Carthaginian fleet, which I assume is in port in Carthage. Should note, by the way, that these guys have a tier 3 port, so they could have medium ships, and I don't know if some of these ships are medium, so it may be worth it to actually have all of my navies hold their navy there and just really, like, have a super duper blockade on, super duper is, by the way, a military term, a super duper blockade on Carthage. It's probably going to be the right call. Yeah, so let's bring everybody over. I want to see if this is outside my naval range. It might be. My closest port is probably Illyria, so there's a good chance that I'm going to be out of naval range, but that might be fine, just to have for a little bit. Let's at least get organized here and see what we're dealing with once everyone gets where they're trying to go. Also, I should raise the mega integration levy and use them for something too. Totally forgot about that. Let me actually just raise them over here, and I'm going to have this force just work on sieging. I think what I'm going to do with this force here is, let's see, put them on the right. Yeah, envelopment looks good. Alright, this is fine. I'm going to have this force basically come to Consentia and try to allow attachment from the Brutians. Sabinia is going to finish integrating... Actually, Sabinia will be involved in this war, so I'll basically try to gather my feudatories with this force in Brutia. It's possible that the possibly quite large... In fact, we can check how large this will be. Let's see. This place has 0 Punics at all. Alright, what about down here? Yeah, I don't think these guys have a lot of levy over here, most likely, but could be some numbers. So let's try to hold the fort down in our second fort line at Tempsa, although they will have to go through this direction because of Hipponian probably not giving military access. In fact, Hipponian as a feudatory can't give military access because they have to deal with Epirus, so this tile here is not going to be usable for Carthage. That's fine. Alright, let's progress. Once our naval morale is at full, we go for it. Can't believe we're already at the Punic War. It just feels like yesterday that we were stressing out about Sabinia not becoming my feudatory because Etruria and Samnium were dangerous forces I was scared of, and now look at us. Rome is growing up real quick. All right, there was another Epirot navy. The missing 9 ships reappear as usual. Keep doing that. Alright, it's going to be a couple of months until our naval morale's at full. I'm not taking any chances here. We're going to let the naval morale get to full. Alright, please be within naval range. This will make my life so much easier. Okay, everything is coming up misadventure here. There is the entire Carthaginian navy in their special port. They've got a wonder here, the Great Kothon. I'm going to really enjoy having this wonder in the future. But this is basically like a special kind of port. Extra 10% morale navies. I knew Carthage had morale bonuses from somewhere. Naval movement speed and navy maintenance cost. These guys are not paying for morale, so they're only at 1.1, but that is with low pay, so that is a little alarming. With full pay, they probably have substantial morale. But if the AI thinks it can't break out, even with good morale, it won't make the move, which means we continue the blockade. So we're going to keep the entire Carthaginian navy here. Technically speaking, if Carthage and all of its feudatories were players, they could 100% coordinate a teaming up of the feudatory navies to transport Carthaginian troops around freely, but the AI definitely won't achieve that coordination with the other AIs. So I think we're going to be safe. The other navies may organize into a doom stack and try to break the blockade or attack my other navy. That should be completely fine. This other navy should be able to hide in port from the feudatory doom stack. And even still, I guess we can literally look at all the feudatories. It'll take a second to go through it, but they're all going to have like 3 to 4 ships, and they're probably all going to be light ships, possibly a mixture of triremes Liburnians as the smaller, port-possessing AIs tend to build, which means I don't think that even mixed together, all of these light ships can really seriously threaten the 36 ships of the Ostian fleet, and definitely probably won't be able to threaten the 50-ish ships we're going to be blockading Carthage with. So that is the plan there. Also, let's make sure we're spending all of our PI on what we want to spend it on. May want to save it for now, though, just for post-war concerns. We do have some problems because of our lower stability. For now, not much to be done about this. We could save up our PI. Let me just save my PI for now. I want to build up a bank of PI for post-war concerns. I'm such a min-maxer. Whenever I have any PI, I'm like, I gotta spend it right away to reinvest it. But we're saving our PI for now. Also, I built this big fort network, so if the Carthaginians do land on my shores, they're not getting in very far. We've got our fort network built for this exact situation, so we're going to be in the clear. I'm paying a lot of money for these forts, so they're going to have to do their job, to say the least. Alright. What do we have now? Oh, right. Let's see. This is... Yeah, these are ships being finished. I'll have the ship come and join in. May as well. There's plenty of time to come down here safely. Strengthen the blockading force. That is a good use for that navy. I can probably be on speed 3 at the minute. Once these navies are at full morale, we strike. And Carthage will probably not be too caught off guard by this, all things considered. Also, I think having 2 admirals here is probably fine. I think it's worthwhile to keep these fleets separated just for more flexibility. Although, technically, for the blockading purpose, I should merge them together, at least temporarily. Aqueduct in Roma is done. Very nice. That will improve our total numbers, and it did quite a bit. I think, by the way, let's see, Aqueduct +4. Okay, so we've got a lot more population room now in Roma, but we are at our building cap for now. So we'll have to keep waiting. Another hex race done. You come down and join these ships here. Yeah, I think we're going to merge this force together into just a blockading navy. In fact, let me redesignate, just for the purpose of this war. I'm going to call this... Actually, hold on. Let me be fancy here. I'm going to open up a tab of my other monitor. Latin translation. I can't spell today. Translation. All right. Temporary. Temporalis, I guess that makes sense. Tempus classis means temporary fleet. Or we're going to be fancy here. Even the wartime names are going to have Latin names. Because I'm just extra like that. Please let me select this guy. I beg of you, please. Alright. Here we go. Fix that. I call this Tempus Classis. One. Actually, we'll just call it, yeah, Tempus Classis 1. And then we're going to have this force organized under Claudia Prima, as opposed to Claudia Prima, so let's make sure the right one is... the Latin, female naming conventions are really interesting. All right. I think the wrong one was selected, but that's fine. She's got 9 martial still. We could also put somebody a little better here, like Valeria Tertia. She would have slightly higher martial. I think it is worth to actually do this. Yeah, she does have some health problems, but she looks fine otherwise. So let's put her in there. She is a Popularis, so that's maybe why I didn't have her there before. That's fine. Within the next, couple of years, this is not going to be a huge problem. She has good loyalty, 98 loyalty, so she's perfectly fine. All right, this is going to be the Tempus Classis 2. All right, so we're going to have 2 main active fleets. And although I will generally, in peacetime, keep my navies organized regionally like I've been doing, which I think is just some fun RP, in wartime, we're going to have some flexibility on reorganizing our navies as needed. I think that if I stick too closely to my sort of home port designations in wartime and not allow myself to do this, I'm going to miss out on good opportunities to take strong strategic actions. Whoops. All right. Close that out. Okay. Looking good. Okay. We're fine. This guy's moving quick. All right. Dodged a bullet there. Keep an eye out for that. The last thing I want is to lose a hex array. That would be a disaster. Incidentally, how close am I to military advances 4? There's an argument for waiting for this, which is a couple years away. It's about 8 years away. Because military advances 4, I believe... No, it's not military advances. I think it's oratory advances. Let me double check this. What I'm talking about is the ideas. It is martial advances. Okay, so I did martial advances 4. I could wait for this to get thalassocracy just to extra strengthen my navy, but I don't want to wait that long. Carthage is weak right now. I gotta go for this while they're in a vulnerable position in terms of naval strength, because this is going to be a war entirely defined by naval strength. Let's these guys together. Let's see here. I think on the monthly tick. No, we've got a ways to go still. Let's give it a couple more months. There's no rush. We can maintain this for now. We're in the red, but this will improve, just given time. We have another trade ready. All right, you, I guess, may as well come on over here. Also, we've now built all the stuff from Heraclea, so that's pretty good. All right, what do I want? Any more myrrh? No. No glass. I already have 2 glass, though. Could just trade for more gold, for more money. Not a terrible idea at the minute. Food situation here seems to be under control for now, so that's pretty good. Could trade for elephants for the output. This is a pretty good option. Let's see. We've got tribesman happiness, slave happiness. We've got legion maintenance cost reduction. Could be handy. Freeman happiness. This could be handy later, I should say. Citizen happiness, right. If I could get double incense, that'd be pretty good. Although, don't know if we're going to be able to reach double incense for a long time. Could also go for papyrus. I could also go for hemp. Ship damage done. Might be worth getting this, at least for this war, where ship damage may be a pretty important modifier. Let me trade for hemp. Let me cancel something to trade for another set of hemp for the surplus bonus. I'm going to cancel... Actually, I was waiting to get a double gold trade, so... Maybe I should trade for gold, but... You know what, for now, let me trade for hemp, just to be completely sure. I can trade for gold just fine later. Want to make sure we've got every naval advantage we can get here. Got plenty of manpower built up. Looking good. A couple more months, and then we go. We're being raided by pirates. Yep. Incidentally, can I actually pay off pirates to leave? No, I can't. I don't know why I thought that I could, but that would be cool if you could do that. Incidentally, I do think there should be a mechanic where mercenary armies can also become, like, pirates, and they basically act as roving, like, marauding, like, bandit armies, sort of like what the pirates do. That could be interesting and be another way to have stuff happening when you're in peacetime that your army has to respond to. I'll think about that more. I'm actually, I've mentioned this before, but I have a lot of ideas for, so, I'm going to have these ships join in with the first classes for now, although once it's safe to do so, you go like this. Just so these guys are involved in the war in some capacity. I don't think I want to wait for them to get all the way down here. On the monthly tick, we're going to go for it. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I've had ideas for an overhaul mod that I can make, implementing a lot of my recommended notions and gameplay changes over the years. I've talked about this before on this channel a long time ago, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. All right, these guys are going to be ready to go next month. More or less, same thing with this force down here. I think we will do that. All right, June 1st, 470. I think the time has come. Carthage. Here we are. Sardinia, Australis will be the target. I guess what I could do is get my forces in position to land immediately. That's probably worth doing. So may embark the army, bring these guys down here, and I believe Karali. No, Sulki is the capital. All right, well, we'll land at Karali first to get the sack, and then we'll just walk over to Sulki. So once these guys arrive in this tile, we go for it. Okay, I think we're looking good. Carthage still has their entire navy here. This force here, by the way, don't want these guys to be on ramming tactics. I think I may just leave this force off of any particular tactic. I don't want to increase their damage taken. We may have to fight a naval war of attrition against all of Carthage's feudatory fleets if they organize them. And I just want to make sure, I'm not necessarily trying to kill a navy, I'm trying to keep a navy from leaving its port. That's my main goal over here. Also, these storms had better stay away. This is not looking good if these storms move in this direction. We shall see. Alright. And this fleet here is definitely not going to go into any tactics, so we'll use the tactics situationally if we're trying to use the navy to do an offensive action, but or if we really don't mind about taking damage. We shall see. Alright, here we go. Alright, the time has come. We're going to be taking Sardinia Australis. That is my target, which we will get right away. Sabinia and Berutia join in, and they are joined by all of the Punic city-states in the Mediterranean. This may be a catastrophic mistake, but I think I have looked at the situation enough, and I'm confident that Carthage is not going to be able to reestablish control of the seas. And with our naval control, this war for just the islands should be feasible. And we can always come and invade Africa if we need to. We do have the numbers for that if we're careful. But all that said, enough talk, time for war. The First Punic War begins. The Populars like this, incidentally. Alright. Here we go. We already have some blockade. War score, that's a good start. Alright, we land in Karali. We're going to walk over the land. Very interesting. I guess this guy does have 11 marshals, so he has some special maneuvers he's going to show off here. If they raise their levy here, I actually do want to kill their levy with my army, just so we can get more war score, and so that this levy, if this is unsieged later, can't be raised and used. So that is the plan with that 24th of June. Over here, we just need this navy to not do anything, and we're also incidentally holding the Utikin and the Kerkuane navies in place as well. These three navies together shouldn't feel confident attacking this monstrous blockade, so I think that will be good. You guys allow attachment. Alright, we begin. No attacks, Peria, no. Lofty Dotions, Appius Claudius Caicus, or wait. Oh yeah, this is Caicus. Okay, he's back. I was about to say, wait, isn't this not my character? But we're talking about this other guy. And his dreams of high office are fairly well known in the Senate of Rome, but recently he has been lobbying more urgently for his suitability and deservedness for the role of physician. While ordinarily we would be able to appoint whoever we like to the post without causing offense or starting rumors, the enthusiasm of Appius Claudius Caicus has put us in a rather awkward position regarding the incumbent official Cornelia Secunda, who incidentally is the same, because physician is a finesse position. Yeah. This would be fine, and I want this guy to have additional approval to be re-elected potentially as consul. I want to have a Bonnie consulship if possible. So, this would be fine. Let's see here. Persuasive abilities of Caudex make this an option. I could basically just tell him to not go for this. I think this is fine, though. We were replacing a Bonnie with another Bonnie, but we're replacing it with the Bonnie party leader. And someone who's, you know, asking for this stuff. So this would be okay. His loyalty should be perfectly fine. He should have pretty good statesmanship built up. What does he have, actually? 100 statesmanship. So he does have 100 statesmanship, so we should not ignore that. Alright, let's go ahead and just give him the job. Works for me. Alright, pirates. Pirates. Stay back. Don't cause any problems here. Alright, this 31 Liburnians shouldn't cause any problems. I don't think they will sail into a fleet that will kill them, but they could cause serious damage to my fleet if they attack. Let's just hope that they don't get any funny ideas and that they stay away from the African coast. But this is really not looking too good, and I can't buy them off by hiring them, so we shall see. Alright, we see some local navies, or some local levies down here. Here's the African levy, which is of a similar size to our Latium, or to our Italian levy, or Italic levy. So 3 marshal from their governor. That's pretty good, by the way, that is lined up like that from their, what's the term? The Sofet, by the way. So that's fine. 24th of June for that. Alright, you guys, please just attach me. Where are you going? Mystery movement. I guess we could hesitantly come down and siege that, but I'm just going to hold position here and just sort of act as reinforcements later. So I don't know where these guys are going, but they shouldn't have enough transportation available anywhere else around here, so they're just wandering around aimlessly. We shall see. Alright, there is the local levy, which we should actually go out of our way to kill. We'll attack over the hills, that's fine. This should be a perfectly fine fight to take. No river crossing. I want to kill this levy, like I think it's important to my strategy that this levy is killed. And then this fleet here, I'm going to move around to blockade this port in the meantime for additional war score. May as well. Alright, we proceed. Alright, we've got the serious morale advantage and the numbers advantage here and the martial advantage. This should be a very clean fight tomorrow. Alright, the first battle of the Punic Wars of this campaign, the Battle of Gergawa. Here we go. Should be probably not a stack wipe given their numbers. Oh, I stand corrected. Okay. It was a stack wipe given their numbers. I guess we have overwhelming numbers here. We lost some heavy infantry, that's a bummer, but we can recover that in time. Now that these guys are dead, I am comfortable splitting apart temporarily just to siege this faster, now that we've killed them. So let's do that. Then we'll pick everybody up and proceed on to Sicily. Alright. Very good. You guys just stay here. More ships are being finished, by the way, in Ostia. Actually, there's one right there. I'm going to try to bring the ship down to join in with the first temporary fleet. Let's see if we can make this journey. I think we can, probably. We have 3 more ships finishing. Yeah, this is going to be quite a powerful fleet. Although, that being said, having over 30 ships in here is going to be a little unnecessary, but I guess in a fight, the other ships can join in, I believe, from reserve. I actually don't know offhand if it works. That's a Hearts of Iron thing. Maybe that doesn't work here. I guess we'll see later what the deal is with that. Alright, everyone just get to sieging. This shouldn't take this over in time. We should be able to get the sack in before this is finished, so should be fine. And then we're going to sack both because these are both led by Gaudex. We got the sacking of Sulci. Appius Claudius Gaudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Sulci. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like that caused those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. 185? Oh my god. Also 7 captured, 5 slaves captured, 7 total. Wow. This is a pretty large city. Not for long. None shall hide. Let's kill those nobles. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna get these guys docked in the boats. Or, I'm gonna get the boats docked important than these guys on the boats. That's the more accurate way to say that. And then, the sacking of Karali. Appius Claudius Gaudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Karali. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils were likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man can cause problems in the future. I'm going to say none shall hide. Smaller city, so only 90 gold, but that is still quite a bit. You actually just wait here for now. We're going to join you in just a minute. No sign of any other concerns. You guys land on the boats. You come around. Then we'll bring these guys in with a movement. 2nd of August. Alright. And then all of my boats here organize. Okay, and now we go for Sicily. And I'm thinking we will have to invade Africa to get enough war score, now that I really am thinking about it. But we'll get to that when we get to that. As long as we maintain naval dominance here and hold these fleets in place. Yeah, by the way, at full morale, they have 3.62 morale, which is very high for navies. If Carthage manages to coordinate an actual breakout attempt of the blockade, we are going to be in big trouble. Because if they win any battle, we're not going to be able to recover the initiative, and we have to take some actions to get out of this war. Alright, so Brutia is finished with their weird walkabout. They're going to come back over and join with this army, hopefully. Once these guys are reinforced, and once I figure out where their armies are over here, I will head for Regon and get that sieging. But for now, 10th of August for these guys. Arguments among the aristocracy. Publius Cornelius Badabatus and Quintus Fabius Gerges. This is my censor and my feature co-consul. Is that right? Yes. Have both approached Appius Claudius Caudex, ambushing him one pleasant afternoon in Roma, and immediately spoiling the mood. It seems that there was to be a wedding between the families of Publius and Quintus, but arguments over the dowry have caused an irrevocable rift, one that threatens to spill into the political arena unless we intermediate. Now Publius is asking that Appius agree to hear the sordid details with hopes that a resolution condemning Quintus will be passed. Unfortunately for us, this case is too high profile, and regardless of how we rule, the people of Rome will have strong opinions either way. Alright, so I could gain a trait for my leader here. We could gain impartial, which in this context would improve loyalty of governors and citizen happiness. That's pretty solid. Or corrupt, extra tax, but also base corruption. The tax is very tempting. We also gain money if we do it like this. I don't really want to lose the 15 loyalty on both these characters, particularly Badabatus, who is near disloyalty. Oddly enough, going for this bribery option doesn't have a disloyalty cost because it's just whoever pays more. Who knows how this is sort of thought through. But I would like the bunny, and gaining corrupt is probably fine. +9 corruption. It's not going to be the end of the world. He doesn't have any other corruption problems, and the extra tax rate and the gold payout is, I think, worth it. See who pays us the most and side with them. Alright, that is the plan. Alright, on the boats we go. Get these guys reorganized on the boats. Alright. Now, I think our first landing should be at Zeitz to get this one fort under siege, although I will land... actually, I shouldn't have merged them together, shouldn't I have? Whoops. Alright, we'll land at Caprot and then send everyone else over to Zeitz to get that under siege. Although, actually, these guys are in the war too, aren't they? Yeah, so there's actually a number of forts involved over here. It may behoove us to go and sack this stuff first, but I'd rather get the forts under control and then come over there. Although what I really should do, given that, you know, I'm not going to be navally intercepted here with my plan in effect, let me actually swing around here and try to find their army, the levies of the Sicily, because this is, you know, the Sicily. The levies of Magna Graecia is what I'm trying to say, the levies of the Sicily. Let's land over here and just sort of scout around. Although, actually, what I should do... yeah, let me try to kill... If I can just kill their levies here, then I can split my army up pretty efficiently and siege a bunch of stuff at the same time. These guys here, I'm also going to start sending down to Rigon to try to get that. So, let me go ahead and just sort of like, we should have complete freedom in this war with my naval plans to take our time with Sicily. They should not be able to reinforce by sea, unless they have some funny strategy that I don't know of. But I don't think that is what they're doing. Okay, so let's just come over here and just sort of look for their levies. Stay on the boats in the meantime, sort of scout around. Let's go along the northern side and just do sort of a circuit and try to find where their levies are, if they've raised them. If I don't see them, I'll drop the forces off and start splitting them. Alright. Off we go. Also, these guys will have local levies from the feudatories, so... we've spotted one local levy. That is not going to be a problem. Anybody else? Alright, we've got the Elmian Legion. Interesting. Okay, this should be fine. I can actually catch them. Yeah, I'm going to catch them actually over here. This is a good opportunity for a quick stack wipe. Okay, we've spotted the Heraclea Minoa levy. It's about to get actually killed by my army. Hold on. Hold that thought. 10 Marshal on their leader? I think we wait a sec. Can Provincia, like, come join me, please? Alright, we'll see if they can figure out how movement works. Let's just do a, let's do a naval landing over here. These guys should be wiped from the face of the universe. Thanos snapped out of existence with that attack. And then once we arrive, maybe we cross over and kill this force as well. Probably should. I just want to kill armies before I get to work sieging. Plus we can then stay here and grab Lokir with this army. We'll coordinate. That way we bring the Mega Integration army into the fold here. With his one Marshal, this guy won't be taking over any sieges, so this is just more numbers for us to play with. Alright, 7th of September. This should be a completely clean victory. We're getting Blockade Money from holding this stuff in place. 0.20 per month from blockading Carthage. And by the way, with all these sacks, we can definitely run a negative economy for right now with really no problem. Alright. Carthage is ruining the day. They decided to inexplicably... Oh, hold on. Fire all their ships. Crap, I didn't notice this in time. I'm going to retreat this army back to Consentia, where it's going to be behind one fort layer. And Brutia had better back up too. Right, we're going to lose one naval combat over here, but it's not going to be a stack wipe. This shouldn't be a stack wipe with these numbers. We should be able to retreat before they're dead. That's a shame, but I was not paying close enough attention, so my mistake. I own up to that. Alright, at least we're going to get a... Oh, here's the Carthaginian levy of Magna Graecia. Spotted them. Okay, so this force here is going to be defeatable with by just main army. We will get to them in just a second. Alright, this should be a stack wipe. This was a stack wipe. We also captured their general. Alright, incidentally, don't I have admirals from before that are in prison? I do. I'm just going to release these guys. I can't sell them, so I'm just going to release them. Hopefully they don't stay in Roma and screw up my character thing. Oh, hold on. Why can't I do... Oh, the fort here is covering me. Shoot, alright. Alright, I'm actually going to go back on the boats and try to catch these guys on the coast somewhere. Worry about that later. Actually, what I might do... These guys can't escape, as far as I can tell, which means that I can just come back for them later. Let's go and try to kill this army over here before it does too much more damage. Alright, 13th of September... 14th of September for those guys. Also, there's a storm right here. That's not very nice. That is not very cash money whatsoever. Let me actually land over here. This is going to be a lot faster. Let me land over here and maybe try to port or dock my ships, maybe. Alright, here comes Brutia to try to help out. If they bring everybody over, they're going to help out, but I don't think that's... There, hold on. 24th. I don't think we're going to make it that long. We're going to retreat this army back to Consentia. Alright, 18th of September to arrive here. Oh, they did stack wipe me. A 2k versus a 4k is a stack wipe? Really? In 3 days? I don't know about that. That doesn't smell right to me. What the hell? I've definitely done 4k versus 2k and not stack wiped that quickly. That's a quick stack wipe as well. I have full morale. Something about this doesn't seem quite right. Okay, well, that's a shame, but this was not a significant part of our strategy, so it's not the end of the universe. Let's just brave the storm and swing around over here, get out of the storm, go kill these guys, and then we'll turn back around, get to work on Sicily. So this is fine. Minor setback, but we are not facing serious problems here. We'll be able to raise these guys again in 10 months anyways. Alright, just keep it together. I know the storm's going to be painful, but just make do. Let's try to catch these guys wherever we can. Ooh, hold on. These guys will get across. I don't want to fight them in the fort because I may get the landing penalty, or the crossing penalty if I do that. So let me just go around. Let's kill these guys before they join up with the Carthaginians, and then kill the Carthaginians, peering through the storm here to try to see everything over here in the peninsula. Optimus agenda, land for Publius Cornelius Barbatus. As I said, Optimates are forcing their land granting agenda. Enriching the elite is once again the agenda of the Optimates. This time they've decided to gather around the head of the Cornelii family, Publius Cornelius Barbatus. They claim that he deserves some land as a repayment for his excellent service to the Senate. The Populares are loudly opposing the legislation as it looks like it will be public land given to the Cornelii family. I don't want to lose the 50 approval, so I will go ahead and just grant holdings to this guy. That's perfectly fine. Alright. Swing around. They will catch these guys over here. I should have stayed here. I didn't think they'd actually make this move here, but I will catch this force here and kill them at least. So, more war score losses incoming. It is what it is. Alright, 1st of October, we arrive up here. And are we going to be getting the damage from the... I guess not, that's good. We got out of that storm just in time. Alright. 5th of October... No. Yeah, 5th of October for the first guy. We're going to catch... I think we don't catch Heraclea and Minoa, but we do catch Salonius for sure. And Heraclea and Minoa may be caught too. Which one goes first in a situation like this, I don't know. It seems to vary every time I do it. So we maybe catch them, they may get away. I think they get away, but we'll see. Let's hope the storm doesn't... This is a pretty badly placed storm for our entire situation here, but it is what it is. The gods themselves are trying to stop me from doing this war, but they're not going to succeed. Okay, we caught everybody, so that's actually quite good. This should be a completely fine battle bit, only partial morale anyways. Also, let's allow attachment to this force now. Oops. Not a stack rate, but we did kill 1k of them. That's pretty good. Also, what did I just look at? We have some more ships ready. Let's bring these ships down to Neapolis, where they're going to be, or I guess this one ship, where it's going to be a little bit closer to the action. But now, let's come on down to Lokir. The Carthaginians should be walking in this direction, so we may catch them in the fog of war. I at least want to sack Lokir with this force here. And then I'm going to keep this guy out of the storm for now, and then once we take Lokir, I will actually dock in Lokir until the storm goes. I don't want to take any damage if I can help it. Incidentally, you guys are still all at full strength. Very good. Alright, 20th of October, we arrive. And the Brutians, I would like to come with me, but I guess we'll see what they do. Actually, 25th of October, we arrive. Okay. Carthage is probably either in Regon or they've walked back into Sicily. I guess we'll see. Okay, we'll just wait with our navy nearby. This is fine. Then we'll swing over and siege down Regon, which will improve our movements in this area. Now that we're not in a... now that we can move through here without it being a movement tick, because the damage only calculates on the monthly tick, or not movement tick, monthly tick, we can do that. 2 more days, 1 more day. Sacking of Lokir. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Lokir. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly, believing such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. This is probably a Nuntial Hide situation. Let's double check this really quick. Yeah, we can squeeze in Nuntial Hide. I don't really care about this hill style that much. Okay, now get to work on Regon, and we're gonna dock, or dock the fleet just to be protected from the storm. 20 or 10 attrition from that. until the storms are done. Maybe after the monthly tick, the storms will go away. This is just the defensive move here. I don't need the fleet right there at the minute. Okay, this all looks fine. Even at full martial or full morale, these navies are not acting, which is my entire goal. So, all right, this is maybe overkill, but the last thing I want to do is have a min-max, you know, blockade with only enough ships, and then they make the attack and they win because of their morale. So I'm not playing around. Carthage is not leaving their goddamn what's this place called? The Kothon. All right. I think I probably want to just manually siege Recon down. This is going to be slow, but I don't want to take all the manpower costs in doing the assaults, because I can't easily recover manpower in this area. We should have time on our side here. They should not. Okay, the storm's done. Good. Swing back around. Put this under blockade. Fortress under siege. With everyone here, this should hopefully go quite quick. And maybe we could get away with doing an assault. Let me wait for the routines to arrive, and then I'll consider my options. Fingers crossed for a breach, in which case we'll definitely do an assault. But this is a level 2 fort. Don't want to be too hasty here. Also, I keep scanning to see if there's any activity in the waters. If there is, then things are going to get complicated. All right, let's bring these guys over to the temporary classes 1, just to be on the safe side. All right, show me a breach, please. This would make my life a lot easier. Status quo, not what I want to see, but that's fine. All right, everyone just stay put. No. Merge just for safety. Alright. Yeah, so this is not like min-max fleet composition, but you know, I've explained what I'm doing here with my fleets, so that's fine. We got one more ship being finished there, that's good. Okay. I wonder if Carthage is building new ships elsewhere. That might be something. I've seen in previous campaigns the AI do that in a situation like this. I guess we'll see. Could also be hiring pirates, but for now, we just proceed. Alright, Brutia, please. No, that's the wrong direction, Brutia. What are you doing? There's no reason to go that direction. Alright. Common, feudatory, L. Can't say I'm too surprised. We certainly have the numbers. I'm just worried about being able to recover enough in time. That being said, even with an assault here, we should be able to then kill the enemy army just fine, but I think time is on our side. We got the war target already, and they're not recovering it, so I don't think there's any problem, because we have up to 25 months of war goal, you know, war score ticking, so we can really take advantage of a longer war here. We have the initiative. Incidentally, now that we can look at this, so Carthage will agree to white peace, so that's good to know. I at least want this, so we were looking at, okay. Well, let's at least start the negotiations in that regard. We'll come back to that later. It's been 1 year now. Selly kids want my leather, sure. And then I shouldn't ignore my economy this entire time. Also, I should go on to, forgot to change this earlier. Do I want to do any more shipbuilding? I guess I could reinvest money into more ships. Do I want to build a 4th navy? That's an interesting idea. The thing is, I don't think I need that much naval power most of the time, so I think the 3 navies I have is already kind of overkill for what I need at the minute. It's like, you know, once we're fighting Egypt, yes, we're going to need all the navy we can get, but Carthage was the most imposing naval opponent in the early mid-game, and we're sort of not... basically, I don't think we need to build another navy right now, so let me switch this over to Ordered Retreat, just to be on the safe side for this war, taking no chances. And then, once we have our tech advancement in a couple of years, we'll reorganize all of our ideas, as we're going to unlock all the 4 tech advancements around the same time. Alright, and then with the money, I could reinvest into stuff. Something I probably want to do is get some more holy sites dedicated. What I'm thinking about, and this may be a controversial move, I'm going all in on a super powerful core province of Latium. What I'm thinking about is, for now, getting holy sites in the 4 cities of Latium alongside the Roma, Obviously, I have 6 deities in my pantheon, so I'll leave one holy site free for later designation. But I think that the gods I currently have are probably the gods I'm going to keep. I just want to be able to use the reliquaries, or use the treasures more. So building more holy sites gives me more of these modifiers to sort of distribute in Latium. And I eventually want to also build, here's a much later game sort of idea that I've had. I want to build wonders in these 4 cities as well. I had this really cool idea, because this is basically like the greater Roma area, right? All these cities kind of connected together. What if I build 4 towers in the 4 other cities around Roma? Roma already has a wonder, so I can't build a wonder in Roma. It already has the temple. What if I build these 4 towers, and the 4 towers are the towers of the 4 great families? This is some fun. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna, come up with the effects of these wonders that I'll be building once I get there and once I know what I need. But the idea would be we're celebrating the 4 great families of Republican Rome with these sort of towers that we're building in the 4 corners of the greater Roma area. It's an idea. I don't know if this would look very good. I don't know where the towers will be in the terrain, but just kind of an idea for how I want to really maximize this core. So for now, let me just save up my PI and save up my money for potentially doing holy sites. No need to use it for anything else at the minute. Alright, Provincia is not being helpful at all, but that is not a huge surprise, honestly. Alright. Let's just let the siege progress. Being ultra careful here. Supply shortage. Maybe an assault would be fine, but with no breach, I'm not going for it. Unless Provincia comes here, then I might go for it. But even still, I probably won't go for it. We've got the ticking war score on our side, as noted earlier. This is fine. Alright, yeah, the provincial loyalty here is much improved now that some of these nobles have been demoted. Alright, how's this demotion going? 472, January 472. Alright, this is fine. This place, as I suspected, is going to demote itself into being pacified, so that's good. You never want to get too scared off by these large provincial loyalty malice numbers, because often, just given some time, it solves itself if you set it on the path to demotion properly. Alright, let's have you join in with these guys here. Actually, here's a new plan. I'm going to have you join in with the blockade. I'm also going to split these forces apart a little bit. I'm going to send all of the Liburnians to go join the blockade as well. And I'm going to send, let's see, now we're at 37. I'm going to keep it at 37 just to be on the safe side. Well, actually, hold on, 36. Yeah, let me send 1 Hex-Array out. So we're going to have extra Hex-Arrays here that we don't need. That's not part of the fleet normally. Let me just send all the extra ships to, because this blockade should actually be oversized. But this navy here doesn't need to be that large. Maybe intelligent with my ship organization here. Brutia, I swear to God, please. I'm not going to give you that, I mean, let's see, these guys are Brutians, so you're not getting spots on my government anyways, but I would have considered it if you came over and helped renew the siege. Oh. Shoot. Alright, this Hex-Ray is going to get killed. This Hex-Ray got killed. Alright. Alright. Fine. Actually, hold on. 5 Hex-Rays, or no, this is for the Liburnians, 1 Hex-Ray. You guys just post up here and wait for these guys to pass through. I think those forces here. Let me give you guys a temporary admiral. Let you know, I don't want anyone to get imprisoned. So let me wait for these guys to pass. Alright, they're going south. Swing around like this and just get to the blockade. Alright, losing 1 Hex-Ray is frustrating, but it is what it is. Okay. This is why you gotta pay attention. Integration of Sabinia. Our client, Sabinia, has long upheld Roman ideals in a fair and even-handed manner. It is a matter of course, therefore, that their eventual integration into our state is to be a cause for jubilation. The Sabinian elite may have been instrumental, or they have been instrumental, rather, in facilitating this union, and many are hoping to find a place within our government. Higgity Humbrians, I don't invite Umbrians to my state, so get out of here. Yeah, we can't take in just anyone you know. Alright, these guys all disappeared. Alright, we've now got the Sabinian territory, and our name is nice and engorged. Don't know why I chose that word, but I've chosen it, and we are living in this timeline now. So we now have this fort here, which I think can go. Definitely can go. We got this forest with the villa estate. No, thank you. And this has a tribal settlement. Not needed. So now Picenum is finally organized completely, and Firmum does remain the capital over here. That is perfect. Yes, that looks good. Okay, perfect. And then I should also build a... Actually, you know what I should do is use my PI and money to get a city going over here. I need to have a little bit more PI, but I want to get a city at Histonium underway soon here. I want to have all my capitals in mainland Italia, or mainland, the mainland peninsula have cities at minimum, if I can help it. Alright, so we'll save up our PI for that. I think that's an important priority. Alright, mad that I lost that hex array, but that is so far my only loss in this whole thing, I think. I'm not even sure how much war score that was. Not very much is what that was. Alright. That was a breach. I didn't see the breach text, but I'm glad I checked that once I hit 0. Okay, with the breach, I'm comfortable doing an assault now. Let's get this going. Brutia probably comes in at the very end to try to get a share of the spoils, but it's not gonna happen. Right, we are gonna lose some numbers here because it is a level 2 fort, but morale is not affected quite as much as it would be otherwise, which is what really matters here. All right, we have won the siege. This wasn't a city, so there was no sack. But now we can cross over and get to work doing our stuff here. So, unfortunately, I didn't think about this. These guys will probably go for Bashan. So let me do something a little crafty here. I'm going to try to race these guys because they're going to come get Mashan. I want to sack Tindaris and Catan before they can get to Mashan and get that under siege. Let me go ahead and get these guys into port. Load these guys on the ships. Hold on. Let me think about this. Load these guys off the ships. Split these guys. Split this navy. No. Yes, split this navy temporarily. Bring in... So load one force onto that fleet there. Give it a day. Load this force onto this fleet. Come over here. We're going to go and grab Catan and Tindaris really quick, and then we're going to reorganize at Mashan to get this. Although if Brutia gets it, they're going to give it directly to me. So I guess I could just let them take that, which I'm sure they will. Alright, you come grab this really quick. You, 28th of March. That's fine. Oh! We have discovered a problem with this plan. Alright, Brutia, you stay the hell there. Alright, new plan. We reorganize over here. Once these guys take Tindaris, we get back on the boats, and then maybe... Actually, we may just walk over to Mashan and fight them there. If we can get there and defend the hills, that'd be perfect. This is fine, though. This is all of the forces on this island, except for... Who's not here? No, we already killed one full army. I think we killed the Elmian army entirely already. So this is all the forces on the island. That's perfect. So we want to kill these guys, and then we can really just roam free over here. Roam free. Get it? Alright. Rapid assembly. After suffering a crushing defeat at the hands of the numerous and fiercely competent Carthaginian navy, that is a bit of an overstatement. This was one hex array that was killed by, not even Carthage, by their feudatory. Our fleet has slunk back to port with many hands lost. All, however, is not as devastating as it may appear. Among the surviving... Oh, hold on. Are we going to get the captured Carthaginian ship that we study event? This is a historical thing that happened in the First Punic War. Among the surviving Roman vessels, a lone Carthaginian quadrireme... Oh, here it is! I called it. I knew it. All right. So we've captured a lone Carthaginian quadrireme. Upon inspection by our shipwrights, a startling discovery was made. The Carthaginians, in a feat of engineering ingenuity, have numbered each plank, rib, and oar that make up the vessel, rendering construction of such majestic warships a matter of almost arbitrary skill. Adopting such a practice could hugely increase our potential for fielding a vast navy, perhaps even rivaling those of the Phoenicians themselves. Let's see here. We get 2 unrest in all of our ports. That's interesting. We get Carthaginian construction techniques permanently. Is that a permanent modifier? I'm not seeing a timeline on this modifier. If this is a permanent modifier, that's crazy. I did not know this was in the cards here. Holy crap. The shipwrights will not be pleased, but the reputation of Rome is at stake. This is completely worth it for this kind of permanent modifier. I can't believe that's permanent. Wow. Holy shit. Alright. That's crazy. Works for me. These guys can have some unrest. They will just have to deal with the Carthaginian ways being implemented here. Alright. The morale thing here is a little unnerving, but I think we're going to be okay with our numbers. Alright, Brutia. Don't do anything goofy here. In fact, what I should do is land in Machon. Although that might be a problem. I may have to let Brutia get killed, depending on the timing of things here. Okay, they're just going to stand there. That's good. Just hold on. Hold on. I may miss out on sacking Catan, which would be a big bummer. Alright, I think these guys are coming in now. I really don't want to join this fight like this. Goddamn, how is Brutia able to not do anything that helps me and then do the one move that hurts me the most? Like, actual, like catastrophic feudatory L. Like, what are they thinking? Don't they know? Mother. Alright. Screw you, Brutia. You're on your own. I'll just fight whoever survives. You guys come down here. These ships here, let's re-merge them together for now. They want wood from McKenna. Yep. Brutia. 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 Stop. Brutia, stop. Stupid. Alright. Whatever. I can't do anything about this. Brutia chose to do this. They've made their choices. Alright, the sacking of Tyndaris. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory. During the siege of Tyndaris, the enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils were likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth on the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. This is probably a none shall hide situation. It is. Okay. I'm going to move in knowing I'll arrive after the battle's done, so that their morale is already damaged. This should be completely fine. Brutia will leave. Alright, now we catch these guys. We should catch all of them here. Yep. Do I want to wait so that the Carthaginian portion gets to Regon, where I can then land and get a defensive fight in the hills? I probably do, honestly. Let me wait a couple days. Okay, never mind. Actually, hold on. Yeah, we can't. Actually, now they're going to entirely get away. Alright, we'll just fight everybody defensively in the hills. Sure. Is there a port here? No. Attack on the boats. We can maybe get a monthly tick as well if we do it like this, so this will have to do. Alright, you guys come over here. Although, not before they make this move. Yeah, okay, now we're gonna trap them over here. Because of the way that blockades work, we control Regon and they control the other side. So because if we have a navy here, we will blockade it, which will trap their armies over there. Meaning, if we kill them in the battle, it's a stack wipe, because they can't retreat anywhere. So we can potentially stack wipe all these forces. This just turned into, Brutia, I retract my previous negative comments about you. You actually just indirectly won me a great victory at Regon by how this worked out. So, okay, they're sieging Regon, and that's fine, all according to plan. And now, I think we wait one tick to get our morale up to full. Or we just go straight for it. I think we go straight for it. This is going to be a defensive fight in the hills. I think they may get the landing or the crossing penalty because of the way that it works when it's a defensive fight with the fort in this way. So let's see what the game thinks. I think this is going to be a good fight here. 3.35 morale, and they have got less morale. So we're going to win. We got more numbers, more morale, which means it's a very likely victory, and more martial. Okay, this is going to be a costly battle. This is a big battle here. Everyone's at partial morale. But, here we go. Battle of Regon. Right, come on. No funny business. I don't know why everyone's fighting on the left side of the battle. Where's everyone over here? But they are losing their numbers quick. They have a giant, diverse army of all their feudatories. Right, come on. We've got this. We're going to win this fight. And if I know the mechanics correctly, this should be a stack wipe because they are not allowed to move over the blockade. Although they'll be retreating, so I guess they might be allowed. This might be a stack wipe, I guess I should say. Come on, we didn't lose barely anybody. This was a very, very good battle. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. They have the landing and the crossing, or I mean, and the hills penalty, because this was a defensive fight in the fort. Come on. Show me the stack wipe. Show it to me. Nope, okay. They're allowed to retreat. That is, oh, hold on. Where are they going? Going to Lokir. What? Okay, hold on. I might catch them in Lokir. Yes! Yes! I knew it! I knew that this would... Okay, so I was wrong. So I am right that the blockade held them back. I was wrong that I'd stack wipe them there. But technically, they're allowed to retreat to the occupied tile of Lokir, but then they immediately retreat, and we can catch them here and kill them. This should be a stack wipe. We're about to slaughter these guys. This is going to be brutal. Alright. 31st of May. Oh, there it is. And here's the sort of glitchy fight. Let's see what happens. There it is. Oh man, that is so satisfying. After all of my time playing this game, Carthage scaring me so much, it's just so satisfying to just slaughter the Carthaginians. Alright, my bloodlust is sated. Time to get back to it. So now that these armies are dead, we should have nearly free reign to ransack Sicily, basically unopposed. I think step one is we split this force apart. Let me get it into 3 groups here, so maybe 1, 2, give them a donkey, maybe 2 of these. It's organized in a weird way, so it's hard to see. So let's give them maybe 2 cav like that. All right, so this force here, what does it have? 10 cohorts, that's fine. And then the other one we'll just split in half. There we go. This looks fine. Okay. So these 3 forces, I'm going to keep here. I'm going to pick them up with the boats, and then we're going to split the boats apart into 3 groups and basically sail them around to land at different spots. Now that we've killed these armies, we should have complete freedom to do this this invasion. All right, these guys have arrived. Split apart. Let's see here. Split into groups of like 8 hexarrays or so, maybe 9 hexarrays. Let me just move 9 hexarrays over. And then 1, 2, 3. Or hold on, yeah. All right. And then let me grab one of these armies. I need to get it onto classes 3, so that's complicated. I gotta actually do this with all 3 of these boats first. I need to split in half. There we go. Alright, that should be fine. You guys head for Katan, then we'll come back around and get Mashon. The storm is so loud. Wait for these guys to leave port. There we go. Alright, you guys... Oh no, that is the guy I just put. You guys, that's too small. Shoot. Yeah, 13. That's fine. The storm is so loud, I can't hear anything. Reorganize. Give these guys over 1 hexarray. Now you should be large enough. There we go. Alright, you guys head for up here. And then, once these guys leave, lastly, you guys... What? How many are here? 12. Alright, you know what? Can I merge some of these guys together? Oh, wait, hold on. Consolidate? No. It's not allowing merging. Alright, whatever. Let me just leave behind one force. Let me leave behind the cav. You guys can just stay here. Go back up to here. Actually, you guys just come around like this. This is the way. Actually, here's an even better idea. This goddamn storm is so loud. Who has full strength or near full strength? Let me send, let's see. Actually, let me just recover the Cavs' strength. Let me move them into friendly territory. And then you guys, then we'll use the Cav to get stuff quick. This army here, or the ships, alright, you guys head on down and go for probably Kargosh. Yeah, go to Kargosh, and then Syracuse, or whatever the Carthaginians call it now. Zur Icosim, of course, yeah. They have a wonder here? Punic Tomb. What? Was this here before? This looks like a default. I've never seen this wonder before. What the hell is this? Okay, that's interesting. I guess we'll go grab that. We could actually destroy it. I guess we have to take it though for that. Although this is part of Syracuse, so I do want to take this in the war. So we'll come down and get that too as well. Okay, off we go. Convoluted army orders established. Let us progress. Oh, I forgot to move these guys. Alright, you guys land at the Caprot. Oh, it's moving still. Actually, yeah, stay here. Get Caprot first, and then we'll go for the fort. Actually, let's come in and grab this now, actually. May as well. I may end up... It may be depopulated, hopefully not. I think we're going to be okay. What's Epirus doing? Nothing good, probably. Alright, this bizarre wonder over here. Let's come grab this. Alright, and then I'm going to gather my navies, I think in this tile. Actually, we just leave them there. I think we're fine at the minute. These navies are a bit vulnerable in their sort of split apart state, but I think we're okay at this moment to do it like this. Just stay nearby for troop transport if needed. No. We've sieged that down. We can't destroy a wonder unless we own it directly, so we'll come back to that later. Alright, back on the boats. What does this do exactly? Monthly ruler propagated. If we can get these effects for taking this, I may just keep this here. This is a pretty bizarre, like, little wonder on this island. That's weird. We'll come back to that later. Alright, 8th of July. You guys now come up and grab Kargosh as originally planned. Sacking of Catan. Appius Claudius Caudex has led us been to glorious victory during the siege of Catan. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause those back in the Nomad to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Alright, this is probably a none shall hide situation. Oh, most definitely. No. Yes. Most definitely. Alright, you guys now come down for Zur Icosim. We will get here but after we get this, so this should be fine. Actually, just kidding. You guys go up here. Although, go up there from your boats. We'll go grab this now. Get that under control. Sacking of Caprot over here. 4 slaves, 3 slaves captured, 1 killed. Alright, Appius Claudius Caudex has led us to glorious victory during the siege of Caprot. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause those back in the Nomad to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Always want to, so far I've not had problems. You always want to check to make sure you don't depopulate by doing none shall hide. Never hurts to check. Alright, come get to work on Zitz. You guys come around to siege that down. Yes. Or I guess these guys won't be blockading anything, but they'll be in the area just in case. Alright, this is part of Zugatania, or Zugatana rather. Okay. Where are you going? Hold on. I have many questions about what's happening right here. These guys are going to Morgantian, which is here. Okay, worry about that later. Incendiary slave speaks in Stiglianum. A hot-headed slave with a talent for oration by the name of Turinius, has been storing up his fellow bondsmen in the settlement of Stiglianum, which is in Lucania. The local authorities have so far managed to keep the situation under control, but the brazen fool continues to hold forth on the corruption and unfairness of the political system, with Appius Claudius Caudex receiving honorable mentions. The slave population of the entire province of Lucania has by now heard of his exploits, and the city elites and slave owners are demanding immediate action to ensure the status quo is not disturbed further and any slave rebellion is crushed before it can be allowed to ferment. Right, let's see here. 3 tyranny would be not the end of the world. Popularity on Codex is always fine. Get some loyalty from the governor. This one here reduces output as opposed to happiness. The happiness is not a huge problem in Lucania. Also costs PI. We could let this guy appear or just not do anything. That costs stability. We're going to crucify the slaves. You know, Roman moment right here, but it is what it is. Alright, I'm baffled. Fortress under siege, yep. Oh, these guys didn't get on the boats. Whoops. Alright, bring them around. We'll go grab this, and then we'll come back down and grab Zur Ikosim. This is just like a visual glitch. These guys are going north right now, for what it's worth, so we should keep an eye on that. This just took back over. Whoops. Well, I should have thought about that. Yeah, this is going to be re-sieged because Syracuse is not... Oh, well, we just lost population here for no reason, which is not the end of the world. It's just some Punic population. They are free to be destroyed. Alright. You guys land here. Grab that. I want to kill this army as well. Where's it going? Okay, now I definitely don't know where it's going. This is just some weird glitch. Let me just go kill these guys with the 3rd levy here. Then everything will be fine. Did we take any storm damage here? No, we're still looking fine. Alright, Carthage is building up its ships, should be noted. They are slowly building up ships in their capital, but it's not going to do anything. We've got overwhelming numbers and all the initiative here. Alright, sacking of Cargosh. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Cargosh. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Let's just check to be thorough. Yep, none shall hide. And incidentally, we do have enough resources now to build a city over here, which I should do. Upgrade this to be a city. Histonium will be one of my capitals over here. Alright, good. Okay, you guys here, see if you can catch these guys and just sort of see what's going on. Apparently, no, these guys are now going to Manai. Yeah, this is just a glitch. It's not displaying the movement orientation correctly, but we can catch them in Manai. May as well just walk this direction to come get them. I don't want this... Hold on. Just to be on the safe side. You join in here. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah, this force should not threaten this navy at all, but just to be on the safe side, I've thrown in an admiral. So a little naval battle should happen here. This should be fine. This was fine. Okay, so I guess this force has an admiral now. Not the end of the universe. You guys just come around and blockade Syracuse for now. Sacking of Machon up there. Alright, so captured 1 pop, killed 3. None shall hide is fine. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Machon. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils were likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. Alright. You guys get onto the boats in the port. 12th of August. Alright. On the boats. I'm going to have you guys... Actually, you guys come down and get Syracuse. This force here... Actually, no. You guys come around and start working on sieging. This force here is fine to go and grab Syracuse once it kills this army. Alright. This should be somewhere that we catch them. So we'll just kill them there, that's fine. And then we'll come down, it should be a stack wipe. We'll come down and grab Syracuse after that. I'll probably... If this wonder works for me, I may keep it, but I think I'm about destroying it once I own the territory. We shall see what happens with that. Right, not a stack wipe, oddly enough, but these guys are running to Karbash. We'll probably go in that direction, whatever. We'll catch them with our other army. You guys come grab Syracuse now. You guys are 3rd of August. Now we start the sieging of all these forts over here. This is going to take some time, but we can do some assaults. Shouldn't need a lot of our morale. After this, we can just recover morale. We can even go back to our core territory and recover morale and manpower in preparation for an African invasion if needed. We'll see in a minute what the war score is looking like. Exile the armies. No shot. What? No. Right now? Oh, that's fucked up. Are you kidding me? A rebellion right now? Ooh, man, I don't like that. I do not like that one bit. I think I lost my claims on this too. Motherfucker. Alright. Damn it. Alright. So normally these guys would absolutely lose to Carthage, but at the minute, Carthage is not in a position to defeat these guys. I have no claims on them, which means I can't declare a war without a big stab hit, war exhaustion, and AE. It would be pretty short-sighted to declare a war without a Casus Belli. It would be very short-sighted to do just that. It sure would be. It really would be, wouldn't it? Alright, what are we looking at here? I don't even have the PI for it. Yeah, I already got my round of claims from the mission tree, so I can't get a claim on them from the mission tree right now. You stupid jerks. AE is fine. War exhaustion is fine. What we go to? We go to 22 stability. Alright. Fuck you. Alright, get back into... We need to get these guys unblack flagged. We'll come pull them away, bring them over to our occupied territory. Alright, I'm not letting the game get away with this. This is some grade A bullshit. This is just fucked up. Alright. Oh, they got a free fort because of this. That's really cool that happened. Thank you, game, for giving them a free fort at their capital. That's lovely how that works. Alright, whatever. Rome is not going to be held back by some ill-timed rebellions. And incidentally, this will make our war score demands from Carthage a little easier, so I guess that's nice. Okay, whatever. We are going to just roll with it. Now I'm going to save my PI to do some very desperate divine sacrifices. It's not that expensive, fortunately, because our stability has collapsed. But these guys are not going to get away with this. No, sir. Alright, got them under siege. Onto the boats, and then we'll just unblack flag in Catan, which should work. This is occupied territory, so it should work. I guess we'll see in a minute if it does work. Any breaches? Nope. And that one just started, so... God, these guys are going to take attrition from the... Whatever. They're fine for now. Alright. Bring them to Catan. This should unblack flag them. If it doesn't, I'm going to howl and scream. Although, because I'm in an apartment complex, I'm going to quietly pretend to howl and scream. But the sentiment is there. Come on. Come on. Alright, screaming will not occur at this minute. Alright, let's go and immediately sack Syracuse. I mean, this is technically a Greek rebellion, so in the real history, this is what the Romans allegedly wanted to have happen down here, but we're not going to follow the real history here. Alright, this is fine. Everyone just stay put. Actually, yeah, this fleet I'm going to move back over here just to get out of the storm before the bumpy tick. Shouldn't take damage for no good reason. Let's not be unintelligent in that manner. Alright, come down here. 28th of September. We'll take this. We'll oh, what? Free instant? Okay. Oof, now you're really making me mad. These guys are technically at war with Carthage as well from the rebellion, so they can take this territory. Alright, we're gonna have to deal with this now. This is just what we're dealing with at this point. Breach? No. Okay, this is fine. Let's sack Syracuse, come grab this, and then we'll kill this army. Interesting. Okay, I don't know what the AI is thinking with this move, but they are making moves. I gotta give it to them on that front. They are, in fact, making moves. Let no one say they're not making moves. They are making moves. Where are these guys going? I don't know what they're up to, but weird. Weird movements. Right, this force here is nearly back to full strength. We'll bring them down. Should be a stack wipe. This was a stack wipe. A scientific breakthrough. One of our researchers, Publius Valerius Severio, thinks he is just about to make a notable scientific breakthrough in the research he is currently working on. All that is needed is some more supplies and funds for the next couple of years. To be able to get his hands on some of these, he's personally asked our consul, Appius Claudius Caudex, if he can be given access to them. The rest of our researchers would certainly suffer if we were to make this move, but maybe it's worth it after all. No, I'm not going to get a bunch of corruption on everybody and reduce my research points for 10 years. That's completely out of the question. No. I'm not going to squander our resources on one researcher. Okay, supply shortage up there. Sacking of Syracuse. At least we managed to sack the city, no matter whose banners were fluttering on its walls. Now those banners are burned and destroyed. Appius Claudius Caudex has led us into glorious victory during the siege of Syracuse. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause us back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. Alright. Now, let me actually go on the boats and catch these guys before they can do something to screw me up. 13th of October. This will be retaken from that zone of control. Of the province, I mean. That's fine. We'll just swing back up here and try to catch these guys as they're approaching Masham. We should pull that off just fine. Alright. Any sign of problems down here? No, we're looking fine still. Actually, stay here. Just land in Masham. What are we looking at here? 23rd of October. I don't know who gets here first. I guess we'll find out. I suspect that they get here first, because the game always prioritizes the AI in these ties. But we shall see what we're dealing with here. Alright, Provincia is going to join in too. Alright, that's fine. This may be a stack wipe. No, this was not a stack wipe. Who are we fighting here? Oh, nobody. Alright. Lichy fight. Okay, now that we've done this, let's get back in the boats, because this does have a port. 29th of October. Is my music playing? Hold on. Oh, it is. It's just very quiet. Okay. That's fine. Back in the boats. Let's come down, and actually let's just dock at Caton and come grab Leontini, and then we'll swing around and probably just do an assault at Gela to get that occupied really quick. Water shortage, right, that's what I like to see. No sign of breaches, that's fine. For the next two forts, we may just do assaults and get it over with really quick. Alright, you guys come down and grab this. This war is getting pretty frustrating. Let's bring the fully recovered cav down and just bring them down in this direction. Don't need to do anything too fancy here. A legion? Is that so? You raised a legion? Alright. If that's what you want to do, that's up to you, I guess. It's not going to survive much longer. Can't even beat my other armies. Choices are being made by the AI, and I am, as usual, gasted to a flabber quantity. Alright, bring the navy around. This should be a perfectly fine attack into the forest. Shouldn't be any problems with this. Alright. Do we catch these guys? Yes. And we kill the very weak navy. This should be a perfectly fine battle. Cav come in very quick as well to reinforce. Alright. Battle of Gela. This, hold on. We'll do this thing up here first. Siege of Zitz is won. Very good. We captured 2 pops of slaves and killed another 2. Sacking of Zitz. This is going to be a none shall hide situation. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Zitz. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. Need I say more? On to Eric's we go. Let's go get that next. Alright, back over here, Battle of Gela. This was a stack wipe. Alright, that at least is a small comfort. Alright, Brutia, if you could come join me down here, that'd be swell. But if not, I'm going to do the assault anyways. This should be completely fine. It's only a level 1 for it. Very annoying that I have to do this, but it is what it is. This is just how Imperator Rome works. So, it is what it is. Sacking of Gela. Alright, Appius Claudius, having led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Gela. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that's left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils were likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide, I believe. Yes. Get out of here. Alright. Now, this force here, let's get on the boats the slow way. 28th of December. Actually, let's just, no, let's do it like this, actually, yeah. We'll join in with this force to make a larger assault force, and then we'll just do an assault at Salonius. Or, Selinus, I should say. To get that under control. Alright, good. Hold on, I just realized they could be doing a Hannibal thing, where they're crossing over on land, but that hasn't happened yet. I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone. Yeah, we're fine. I should not keep my eyes away from the borders up here, but we'll see if they do that. I did see their armies moving south before, and maybe they're doing like a big travel thing like that, but I don't think that's super likely, all things considered. Alright, 28th of December, these guys arrive. Alright. Sacking of Heraclea Minoa. Alright, good timing on that. Appius Claudius has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Heraclea Minoa, or Minoia. Minoia? The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. Of course. Of course. Alright, on to Selinus. You guys get here in a few days. Marian Civil War ends. The bitter civil war in Maria has finally come to an end, with the loyal forces of Ashoka, the first Maria, utterly crushing the rebel armies led by Moran, Udaya, and his scheming cohorts. The bloody battle of Malticoria decided the war, when loyalist forces broke the rebel lines and slaughtered them to a man. The outcome of this war is largely irrelevant to us, as we do not consider Maria as either a friend or an enemy. Nevertheless, we ought to be careful now that their nation is on track to recovery. Interesting. You guys arrive here and just get your morale up and going. And then that should be that, basically. We should have the situation under control now. This war, I don't think we can end until the other... Oh, we can reach it. So we could end this war right now if we want to. Suppose we may as well just get this under our control. Gelen, Circus to Rome. We're gonna have 4 AE from this. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think we should just go for this right now. Get this war over with, so our war exhaustion is improved. Okay, let's go for this now. We could wait and just do this alongside the Carthaginian War, which may be a better idea, just so everything is organized together. So let's just keep it going. This war is over, essentially. Alright. Fortress is under siege. Very good. Get these guys merged together and let their morale recover up, and then we'll, once the Brutians get here, do an assault. And you guys, who's gonna get put in charge here if I merge you guys? Okay, good. You guys just stay here, and yeah. Let us get this stuff wrapped up over here. Brutia? Brutia, please. Just once in your life, please don't do the stupidest thing you can think of. Oh my god, alright. Fine. Alright, we got this under control. This has not been the cleanest Punic War, but this has gone pretty well, all things considered. Anything else wanting to rebel soon? I should probably keep an eye on that. Alright, fortunately not. Fortunately not. Supply shortage. Or they're coming up here, that's fine, I guess. I'm aware, I'm informed. I am, in fact, possessing knowledge of that. Alright, let me just progress. You guys all merge together, just for safety. Alright. After this tick, we assault up here. I have the Brudians here. Before they leave again, let's just go for it. Come on, give me a breach. Yes! 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 Fuck you, Elmia. I just breached your town. How do you feel about that? Alright. That is, okay, finally some good RNG for me in this video. Alright, we're ordering the assault. Brudians, don't even think about leaving. Now you're stuck in this with me. I'm going to make use of this goddamn levy. This is the last thing I do. Alright. This should be sacking of Eryx, very good. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Eryx. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. One slave is sent to one of my towns, and what do we have here? None shall hide, a clock has arrived for the people of Sacania. Alright, good. Now, Brudians, let me tell you about a little trick called following your war leader with attachment allowed. Come down here with me, and then we all assault the fort at Salonis together, and then we all are very happy. Who's unhappy? Barabaches is bad. What's the problem? I don't know. Power base, maybe? Not entirely sure, but not a huge problem. We're still below threshold. We'll check and see if that stays. Alright, status quo. No breaches. I wish, but no breaches here. Let's see. We just go for it. We just go for it. Everyone's here. This should be doable. Not just should be, it will be doable. Also, before I forget, bring you guys around like this. Sacking of Salonis. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Salonis. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly. Leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. I think that, in fact, hiding shall be had by none. Alright. Now we have problems. Yeah, we got two party leaders that are bad. Alright, we got to attend to this now. Or not two party leaders, but a party leader and an important character. Reducing this tower base may be enough. I could reward veterans, but I don't think that's a very good use of my money. Let me just go ahead and give this guy free hands. Optimatus like this, the Bonnie don't like this, but it's otherwise free for me, and the Bonnie have very low control, so this is completely fine, and this solves my problem. That guy's pretty old, and he will probably die before his corruption becomes a big issue. Okay, so with that done, we should now have all of this under our control. Give it a day. Occupied room is just not displaying. Okay, so now let's see what we can do here. Sue for peace. So, start from scratch. Give me this. Give me this. Alright, they're on board so far. Give me this. Okay, getting close. Give me this. Getting really close. Now they won't do it. Alright, so what do we need to do this deal? We need a bit more. We're about to get a good naval fight over here when these guys come out of port, and that's going to be good. I guess we will have to do an African invasion. I think this is looking like what needs to happen. And I don't think their levies are here. Now, Cartadash has, incredibly, a level 1 fort only, so this should be feasible. We can make a lot of money invading Africa. Let's just see what ends up happening here. And then we can do this war here done whenever we like. It's going to be completely fine. Alright, let's just let these guys recover their numbers. Naval battle should be a big victory, especially when these guys get here. Alright. Yep, we killed all of them. Alright. We also captured some other people. Alright, incidentally, these characters here, I'm just going to release. I don't really care about them. Okay, so we've got to invade Africa, by the looks of things. I guess we could make some feudatories over here to reduce the war score costs. That... Yeah, because we're within... So this is different from the Etrurian situation, or I mean the Epirot situation last episode. We have enough war score ceiling, we just need to have them agree to it. So, let's see. So, let me think about this. Heraclea and Manoa... So who are the people here that were... could have become subjects? So, we got Heraclea, Manoa, and... Who's this? Sacania become my subjects as an alternative. That reduces the war score cost by 10, so it is cheaper. And have them become client states. They're more open to this deal. And then I could also have Elmia become a client state too. Hold on, I'm doubling up right now. Let me stop having Elmia cede to me. Have them become a client state. Or I could just invade Africa and take everything. That would be certainly a lot easier for me in terms of managing this territory. I think we get enough war score with an African invasion. That being said, we've just slaughtered a lot of our own population here with these assaults, so let me go ahead and do this intelligently. I'm going to get these guys, I'm going to bring these guys back to our core territory. Actually, what I'll do, I'll bring them over here, which is probably the closest to where I need them to be, and just have them recover all of the manpower that I have, and then we'll do an African invasion with our rejuvenated forces. Alright, 20th of March. We get on the boats and depart. Okay, let's just come up here. I think I need to be in my own territory, and this is Italian territory here, so we can just come up there and do it like this. This should be feasible. Also, we do still have ticking war score in effect. How much war score remains to tick? Okay, we have 5 more months of ticking war score, but that's it. Then it doesn't tick any further, so that's fine. No sign of Hannibal-style activity. I think this is doable. I do not want to deal with city-states and whatnot down here. I just want to get it all for myself. I am driven by insatiable greed, but that is the Roman way. Alright, come up here, drop these guys off, and just start recovering in the hills. We should probably bring them somewhere a little bit more, with more supply limit like Illyria, but this is fine for now. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. Yeah, let's do it like this. Alright, reorganize. Get some more food as well if you can help it. Yeah. Then we'll just keep the navy here. Okay, so now we just wait, basically, for a couple of months. Alright, good. We are sending in manpower. Need to send in another about 2k or so. Scholar of the Divine. Adragoras Timarchides has by all accounts remained a Scholar of the Divine man for much of his life. It caused him embarrassment, therefore, when he was discovered extorting a local temple to an egregiously unreasonable degree. This is actually an Italiotian character who I don't know how he came into my government, but he is in my character list somehow. Maybe this is an admiral that I released. I don't know. Before reprimanding, because I was thinking this sounds like a Greek name to me, and I was right about that. Before reprimanding Andragoras, it must be said that it would be expeditious to our efforts to influence him if we were to brush this under the table. Don't even need to think about this. Oh, this is the stability one. Damn, alright. Getting 10 corruption on Caudex would probably be okay. What's our anti-corruption doing at the minute? Oh, nothing, because he's corrupt. Well, the anti-corruption would reduce this corruption, so that is worth noting. Getting an extra PI would be very tempting. This guy's loyalty doesn't matter at all, so this PI is completely free, or we could get the 10 corruption. I think I would like to get the extra PI, to be honest. Very well. Alright. In the meantime, what we could do is get some of these holy sites going, or start more city constructions. Any other places I want to get cities that I don't have at the minute? Not really, honestly. I think everything's looking solid. Also, this port here can go now. Let me go ahead and get some holy sites going. Okay, so we've got the holy site in Roma already. Let me get a holy site going in Ostia or Veii. Let me get it in Ostia first, actually. No, not that. No, not that either. Holy site, here it is. 300 gold and 50 PI. Also add more tax rate, building city slot. Or city building slot, rather, and migration attraction. And I think Ostia is the place to do it. Now to whom? Let me consider really quick. I'm not going to switch any of these gods out. Mercury, I think I will keep permanently for the citizen output passive, even if I don't always go on the commerce bonus, because the full benefit of Vulcan is really from the fort maintenance reduction, which is an omen, so I'd have to commit to that, which I don't think is the way to go. So of the options, I think Mercury I for sure will keep, and Ostia feels like, in the lore, a good place for a Mercury temple, because Mercury is the god of trade, among other things. So let's go for this. Alright, let's create a shrine to Mercury. Very good. And now we can put some relics there, and none were put there automatically, so that's nice to see. What do we want to put here? Let's see here. Anything especially good for shipbuilding? Not really. I think for now, what do we want to do with Ostia? These guys could do with some more noble happiness, to be honest. Definitely could do with that. So, just for now, let me put here the... Let me think about this. The statue of Sancus. Put that there. And what else? How much pop simulation is happening here? Probably a fair bit, because a lot of slaves end up here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a full 31% here isn't Roman, so let me put in that assimilation item. Probably, so the Tomb of Romulus would work for that, as would, I believe, the statue of Apulu. Let me just get the assimilation speed, and let me get the base assimilation, because this place isn't on cultural assimilation. So pop assimilation speed plus 0.15. The Tomb of Romulus will put that in Ostia. Don't know how we're moving this around, but sure, that can be in Ostia. That's fine. Alright, very good. Back down here. Let's give these guys a couple more months. So what they actually need here... Oh, there's a need for 9.9k. They get about 2k per month. Okay, so we'll give them a couple months of recovery, and then we'll go for it. Carthage will start to see this as a feasible deal, just given some more time. And I want to wait to get this done until we're doing the other deals, just so it's all lined up correctly. We have no issues with that. We're running a very expensive war economy, but I am not taking any chances here. We're going to pay all the money that we need to get this war done in the way that I want it to be done. We've invested a lot of money into this war. I'm not about to start taking half measures now. No need to be cheap here. We have got this under control. Our score, by the way, has plummeted because of our very low happiness, because of our bad stability. Happiness is a big part of how your score is calculated. Alright, what do we need still? Let's give this a couple more months of recovery, and then we'll get going. I just don't want to come in here without all the numbers that we can come in with. These guys also could be raised as well. It's probably worthwhile to do that. Let me raise them in Neapolis and bring them over with the ships just to join in. This fleet here, 42, 35. Yeah, we can carry them all on this fleet, so that's perfect. Untiring devotion. Publius Cornelius Badabatus is cultivating quite the reputation as a man of decency and honor. Such virtues give our citizens good reason to feel safe, secure, and stable. Splendid. Extra stability is very welcome. Definitely. Gonna come to Neapolis, grab these guys. Alright, good. Alright, let's see here now. Give it one more monthly tick, and then we depart. Then we depart. So, September is the departure date after the tick. You guys just follow. There we go. Okay. We are nearly there. Alright. Peace imminent? Alright, that's a good reminder that we need to get going. Fortunately, because we're the attacker, we can see the days here, but it's a very generous, like, 3-year thing, so we have plenty of time. We're going to finish this war before that, to be sure. Alright, on to the boats we go. 5th of September. The invasion of Africa is to begin right now. Although what we might do is land in Kirab, which is unfortified. Yeah, let me actually land in Kirab and grab that, and then swing around, so we sack that, then swing around and get to work on Kartadast. I think that's the move. Just doing an assault at Kartadast, which I would like to do, probably wouldn't solve all my problems, because I'd still have a lot of war score I need to get for this deal. But they're going to start looking open to this once we start taking stuff in Africa. So, here we go. I didn't know if I need to do this in this war, but it looks like we will, unfortunately. Shoring up defenses. The denizens of the territory of Kosei have been feuding with their neighbors in Tarquinium. As a result, an impressive fortified wall is being erected in Kosei, quite outdoing the efforts of their rival. As they say, conflict drives innovation. Could get a fort in Kosei, which is up here. Level 2 fort would not be the end of the universe, but don't know if we need that. I could gain some manpower. That sounds a bit more useful. Or I could get a conscription camp. What do we have here, by the way? Mostly Romans at this point. We've been assimilating quite well here. Getting a conscription camp up here isn't a terrible idea. I could also just get the manpower right away, which is also not a terrible idea. I think I'll recover enough manpower in peacetime, so let me actually get the conscription camp. Yeah, this is probably going to be a... let's see. I think having Kosei be a manpower city makes a lot of sense to me, at least. Alright. Let's divert the resources into something more useful. Alright, we'll do some infrastructure outside of Latium after this war, because I need to attend to that. But I've just been focusing on what has the most min-max potential so far. Alright, here comes the invasion of Africa. Again, I wasn't sure I'd do this in this first war, but here we are. It is happening. Actually, we could have just stayed in this tile, but that's fine. We can land from here. Any other soft targets along the coastline here? No, doesn't look like it. But this place here, for some reason, has not fortified itself, so not the best call on their part. 3rd of October. Alright, we'll come back over and be in this tile where we should have been the first time. That's fine. Ugh. This is approaching the 3rd year of the war. Alright, Romans have landed in Africa for the first time in the campaign. Very good. Come up here. This should definitely draw the levy attention back over wherever they went. Not sure where they could have gone, but they have been gone this whole time. That should be a nice big sack. Big Punic sack, that's what the Romans are really looking for. The sacking of Kirab. Appius Claudius Caudex has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Kirab. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. That's a 200 gold sack right there. Holy crap. Alright. Get on boats. I guess we could grab this as well, but we won't be able to get a lot of war score because of our army, because of the fort there. So let's swing around now and just land over here in Kartadash and get to work on that. Again, there's a couple other soft targets in this direction. There's no forts over here basically anywhere, but it's not going to be worth that much to sack. Let's just swing around and get to work. Incidentally, if we manage to successfully occupy Kartadash, there's like 99 ships right here. Wow. We will knock their navy out, and we may be able to kill the Carthaginian navy in a very good naval battle, so worth considering that as one part of this entire situation. Alright. There's the Carthaginian armies. Okay, well, we've spotted them. Some of them. They probably have more. But I don't think they're going to be comfortable attacking me even with these two armies together, which incidentally would be around 17k. What's their martial like? 3 and 3 and 2. Okay, so we're completely fine. Oratory advance. All right. We now have our first level 4 advance, which means new ideas are available and a new invention. Right, what do I want here? Probably is worth going... I haven't thought about this too much. Should probably go for hypercost pretty soon. I've been putting this off. I need the extra PI gain. Yeah, let me go for that. Right to be heard, national citizen output 3%, acknowledging the right for our nobles to make their argument before the authorities will vastly increase their tendency to work within the system and not without. Alright, noble output is also, or I mean citizen output is also pretty good. 2nd of November, we arrive at Carthage, the walls of Carthage. Okay, there's quite a few enemy armies around here, which we should not overlook. We can get away onto the boats pretty quick if needed. How are they feeling now about peace? They're close. They are close. If I were to compromise and go for a client state with one of these mega integration guys, they would agree to it. And that would be potentially not the worst idea. It's just, I'd really prefer to just get this all in one fell swoop. And I'm very close to that deal. I think I'm nervous about being defeated in an attack over here by these armies. If they organize, they will feel confident enough to do an attack with their numbers. They don't have enough, they don't have my marshal, but they do have the numbers here. I could hire these mercs, but they'd be black flags, so that wouldn't be too helpful. I could just do an assault here while they're moving around and try to like brute force my way into Carthage. It only is a level 1 fort. This feels like a very risky move, but the thing is, their combined numbers isn't close enough to me physically to come stop me during the assault. I think this is doable. If they turn around and start coming my way and I can't get away in time, I'll go for a lesser peace deal with the client state, but I think I can brute force assault Carthage right now and get a ton of war score and a big sack off at Carthage. So we will be taking Carthage after all of this war. Yeah, this war is definitely kind of like escalated in severity as time has progressed here, but this was always going to be a big war. It is the First Punic War, so here we go. Order assault. This is it, boys. All of your life. We are 22 years into this campaign. The Romans have gone from a measly local power, scared of Etruria, scared of Samnium, to standing at the walls of Carthage, your spears and your swords in hand, ready to show these Punic jerks exactly what for, with the cursed Roman naval superiority on display. This is really just the wrong timeline for how this worked in real life, but here we go. Alright, come on. Let's see these numbers. Alright, these guys are not reacting good. I think we're going to get this in time, and then we will be able to safely escape in time. Come on, we're almost there. Come on. Yes! The sacking of Carthage. Appius Claudius Africanus. He has gained the name Africanus. Well deserved for that one. That is a reference to the historical name Africanus, which was given to Scipio after he defeated the Carthaginians. So, well-deserved naming for him. Has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Carthage. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war are likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. 240 gold for this one, killing 4 Punic nobles. There it is. Alright, we also captured 10 people, and we actually did capture 8 people, 2 dying. Alright, good. Get the hell out of there. So, unfortunately, we do have to wait for... this is a little precarious. I may actually go into the city of Otek, which may seem like a weird call. I need to basically get away from these armies. This army is now very damaged. I need to wait for this naval battle to happen. I'm going to merge these navies together for just such an occasion. And once this naval battle is done, I can just move on to the boats and get away in time. This fort is now in my control, so they shouldn't be able to reach me super easily. So this is the move. All right. Oh, please, hold on. Are we getting away in time? I don't know if we're going to get away in time or not. I think we might. Not entirely sure. Losing my army here would not be great for the war score. But there's nothing I can do here. I just have to go as fast as I can. Maybe under attack. All right. This should be completely fine. Okay, we did get away in time, although they're now going to catch me up here on the 23rd. That's not good. Shoot. Okay, here's a weird plan. What if I come back here? 24th. This is tricky. This is tricky. I just need to kill their navy and wait until this is finished without my army getting killed to get all the war score possible. Although if my army is killed, that's not technically the end. Oh, hold on. They were delayed by a day. I think we're going to dance away from them and get to Carthage in time. This is really a close one here. Alright, the naval battle as well is being won. Come on. Come on. Just be able to get into the boats, then we can get away. I want to save my boys. Okay, the naval battle's won. We slaughtered all of their ships, so they killed none of my ships. That is actually quite an impressive victory, given how this worked out. We captured their admiral. Okay, getting onto the boats like this. What is this? 30th of November. I think we're going to get away on the boats. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did this. Damn. Appius Claudius Africanus is a goddamn legend. Hats off to this guy. This guy just did the unthinkable here. And we're going to get away with it too. I can't believe I just pulled this one off. Holy moly. Wow. Alright, 24th of November, our ships arrive and we get the hell out of here. These Punics are furious at us. They are coming for revenge, but they're not going to catch me in time. Come on. Alright, on the boats. Everybody on the boats. Alright, go, go, go. Let's just go back to Ostia. Just get out of here. Come on. Oh my god. Yes! Oh my, holy shit, we did it! We took Carthage. Oh my god, wow, okay. A few more days and this all goes to our control. Come on. There it is, alright. Oh, they're so close. Oh, you know what happened? They retook this, so that's why I didn't transfer back. Alright, so for some reason Carthage is not taking over this area. I guess because of this fort here? Okay, well, we accomplished our goal of sacking Carthage, so that was still very exciting. What do we do now? Well, I think the safest thing to do now is bring our army... let me bring it actually, let's do this a bit more intelligently. Let's bring it back over to our jumping off point here where we can recover manpower a little bit. Actually, let's bring it to Sulki, where it's the closest... Or no, bring it to Leilubim, or Lilybium as it will be called once we take it. Just to recover in our occupied territory. I'm going to split, now that we've killed the Carthaginian navy, I'm going to split this navy apart and just blockade them until they agree to peace with me. Because we were leaving the blockades, that's also why we're going to lose out on some of that. Alright, they're sieging the fort, that's fine. Drop these guys off. You guys just stay there and recover. Come back over and blockade this again. And then we'll split this navy apart and set up a few more blockades too for more war score. Alright. They're nearly there. Let's split away teams of maybe, let's see, 5 Liburnians and a handful of Hexerays. Maybe 5 and 5 would be fine. You head over here, and then split away again. 5 Liburnians, and then 5 Hexerays. You guys come over here, and then another... Now that we've killed their main navy, I feel a lot more confident doing this. 5 Liburnians, 5 Hexerays. You guys come down here. And then another 1, 2, 5. You guys head out here. Then let's come down another layer. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. You guys come down here, right? Yeah, okay. Let's do this for now and see what we get to. I may have to come in and do some more military action, which looks like maybe needed, given their war score situation. They're getting close. What do we have here? Disloyalty. Yeah, it's Sophis added again. No surprise there. Oh, you guys both went here. Alright, you guys went down here. Just keep these all under occupation. Or under blockade, I mean. What do I do here? Give these guys another month of recovery, then we go retrieve them. We can definitely go get some more score really quick by landing over in this area where there's a lot of these unfortified capitals. In fact, I should probably do that. So let me go ahead and leave behind 5 and 5. And then bring... No, I need one more. 5. And then bring this guy here. This force should be 46. That's more than enough to carry these guys. We're going to drop these guys off to go do some occupations along the coast. We're nearly there. We're able to get this deal with a little bit more work. We're nearly there. And maybe on the way over, we're going to get the tick that brings it over, but I'm not sure. I just need... We're at this point where if they recover Carthage, we're going to have a lot more trouble getting this deal. So let's go get these guys. 17th of January. All right. Onto the boats. We are going... What's our target here? Something unfortified. So let me go and grab this first, because it's the furthest away from their armies, and we're going to be the likeliest to reach it in time. Although on the way over, they may... Okay, now they just changed it again. It was 14 and 15, and now it's for some reason different again. We have to put more work in. Their confidence is going to keep changing as time goes on, so we just got to keep putting more work in. I got them under a pretty serious blockade. Let's just continue here. How are they feeling now? It's a close call. Let's just go get some more of these. Just grab, kind of hit and run as we go. No sign of any cannibal activity. All right, good. Continue along. But they're coming in this direction, so maybe I changed my plan here slightly. No, we're going to get there in time. We're fine. The thing popped up for a sec. Alright, here we go. Okay, let's land and see what we can do here. This is a city, I believe, so we can definitely sack this just fine. Grab this, this will give us some more score, and then we'll just sort of swing around and just grab what we can as we go. We're nearly there. We are nearly there. No. Now they're turning around for some reason. Unclear why. Another import route available. What can I trade for? Let's see. Let me start reestablishing the gold trade for more citizen happiness. Trade with the Iberics. That's fine. Alright, let's grab this. And we'll get back on the boats and come grab this as well. May not be worth a ton, but it will be worth something. I'm worried about this siege finishing very quick, so let's just go as fast as we can here. Alright, sacking of Rush Icor. Appius Claudius Africanus has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Rush Icor. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, the spoils of war are likely to cause those back in Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of a man could cause problems in the future. None shall hide. Need it be said. Need it be said. Alright, back on the boats. Actually, let's dock and then get on the boats like that. This is going to be worth some more score, but possibly not enough, so let's just keep at... Oh, hold on. They agreed to this deal. Alright, I knew they needed just a little bit of coaxing. I'm not sure that they will keep agreeing to this deal if more time progresses. They could win the siege of Carthage at any minute with a breach and an assault, so no need to be... I mean, the rare moment I'm going to say no need to be greedy. I could go for a few more sacks along these unfortified cities, but I think we've done more than enough damage to these guys. We've got to get our situation back under control. We're bleeding money right now, although we've made a lot of money. Okay, here's the deal. I'm getting all of Sardinia, and I'm getting all of this, and then after this deal, I'm going to immediately do this other deal to get all of Syracuse as well. So, here we go. Let's do this deal. Alright, so we do fully annex these three guys, and I'm thinking about going all in on the imprisonment and the selling, but I have a lot of cities I need to disband here, and I would prefer to have enough room in my tyranny to do that. So, banish those of class. We have plenty of money, by the way. Banish those of class with the rest of the sword. Let's lose some of this AE. Banish those of class. Banish those of class. My consul, the Levantine major power of Carthage, accepts our generous peace offer. Carthaginian Sardinia Australis to Rome. Carthaginian Bruttium to Rome. Carthaginian Siculia to Rome. Carthaginian Sicania to Rome. Elmian Sicania to Rome, Selenian Sicania to Rome, and Heraclean Sicania to Rome. Okay, and we did get this in the deal. And now, while we're talking about it, let's also get this. Alright, no need to really... We know what this is. Alright. The Hellenistic local power of Gellis accepts our generous peace offer, Gellin at Syracuse to Rome. And I guess because they were a rebellion, we didn't count as tagging them. But we now have all of Syracuse. Conquest, or all of Sicily, I mean, conquest of Syracuse. The city of Syracuse has finally fallen to our troops and is now in our hands. Syracuse has been the capital of the Syracusan deposits for a long time, a center of learning and technology in Magna Graecia. The city saw a lot of struggles with their Carthaginian neighbors to the southwest, as well as several conflicts with the other Greek city-states in the region. With the city under our control, our men and advisors wonder how we should treat our old enemy. There have been people asking for us to sack the city to the ground and bring everything valuable back to Roma. Alright, this is a very interesting proposition. I actually don't really like Syracuse as a city location. It is no river, it's on plains on the water. There's better locations right near it. Camarina, right next to it, I don't know why I just had a brain failure right there, and Agrigentum are both better locations that are farmland. And yeah, so I don't really care about Syracuse specifically remaining the capital over this area. So we could get some popularity, which would be wasted, and Syracuse gets merciful conquest, that's just the tile. Or I could get a bunch of money. This place gets obliterated, or I could really truly obliterate it. Holy shit. 15% research points for 10 years? Wow, 500 gold. Lose some popularity for Africanus, that's completely fine. Gain some corruption. I demote it to a settlement, which I guess saves me some tyranny. It gets heavily looted. Yeah, the city is ours for the picking. Get demoted Syracuse. Actually, before I do this, let's cheekily destroy all the buildings for a little bit of extra free money that we'd miss out on otherwise. And then the city is ours for the picking. Bam. There it is. The Gallinili. Okay, there's the message. These guys will be banished for... There we go. Whew. Okay. Okay. Lower the levies. Oh boy. Alright, that is a nearly 2-year recovery for you guys, and about that for these guys. My ships I'm going to send back to Ostia to be reorganized. And we have won the First Punic War in a massive victory. This is an enormous turning point for the campaign right here. I did not think I'd be able to pull something like this off this early on. We're less than 25 years into the campaign. We completely control Italia and control all of the portions of Magna Graecia that Carthage and the feudatories had. Speaking of which, there's things we could do now. We could do the sulfurous investments, where we move slaves in Roma to Tyndaris and get a permanent bonus in Tyndaris. A roaring trade in sulfur has begun sweeping the Mediterranean. Who are we to pass up such a lucrative opportunity? All that remains is to acquire means of production. So Tyndaris is over here. This place will probably not remain a city. In fact, I'm going to demote it right now. I'm going to do that first before I do this action. Yeah. Okay, I will go for this, though. I'm happy to move some slaves over and get a bonus there. This place will become probably a mine for the base metals. All right, let's go for this. Looks fine to me. All right. Sicilian sulfur trade. From religious purification to exotic dyes, the otherwise foul-smelling substance sulfur can be used in manners various. The trade in this substance grows ever more valuable, however, as philosophers and scientists look to enhance the production of valuable metals by using it in wondrous processes. It would be wise to cash in on this growing phenomenon. Very good. All right. And we will do some infrastructure stuff in just a second. First and foremost, though, let's take a look at our missions. Okay, we have got Sicilian foothold. Sicilia, a prize of the Mediterranean. Let's see here. There we go. Battleground of Greeks and Punics. Syracuse bravely withstood the Athenian invasion, but by securing Messena, we will succeed where they failed. 5 popularity for Appius, and we can find a colonia over here. All right, foothold in Sicilia. All right, what are our options here? So first of all, the strategic city of Messana, which is the new name for this area up here, has returned to Italic hands, and the end is nigh for the Greeks and Punics who occupy prosperous Sicilia. With the newly conquered territory comes the inevitable parceling of land and distribution of promises, but it is up to us to decide which township will become the Roman hub for the area. Right, so I think Catana looks quite good. This is farmland on the coast with a river, and it's just in a good location for control of this sea tile, so I think Catana is the way to go. Or alternatively, what else could I do up here? Could do Calacte, no. could do Masana. It is in a strategically good location, but I will have naval control of this area pretty absolutely, given everything working correctly, so I don't think I need control of this crossing. Let's go ahead and make Katana the location here. So Katana will become the provincial capital. Also gains 4 Roman freemen and gains 3 pops becoming a Roman and gains Roman colonia. That's pretty good. And it gets it has olives and farmland, so that's the way to go. Katana holds the most fertile ground. Very good. All right. And then incidentally, let me come back to this stuff later. Let me just quickly look through, destroy the colonia, that's fine. Can build a farm there in the woods. And then this place here, I'm going to demote from being a city. It has a great temple, which I guess I could have kept, but nah. Destroy the port. Well, yeah, I'll destroy the port here. I don't revoke it. And here, we got nothing. And then while we're talking about it, over here in Provincia, we now have a bit more territory, but it's still not looking too good. It's out of food, which I'm sure isn't helping the situation here, so this should recover after, now that it's not wartime, I hope. I guess we'll see. Right, so over here in Regium, which is a city, by the way, as is Locri, Imp is Fury, but these both should not be cities. Let's just make a bunch of money, destroy this infrastructure, and demote, or revoke, rather. And same thing over here. Could be keeping these just to get more happiness, but it is what it is. Our integration of Brutia will be in a couple of years, about 3 years, so that should be fine. All right, revoke this as well. All right. Okay, and then continue through our mission tree. Let's switch over to looking at Sardinia. Secure Sardinian coast. Punic merchants have dominated Sardinia, furthering their trade interests and naval presence. We must drive the Carthaginians from the island and secure its ports for ourselves. All right, here we go. The conquest of Sardinia. We have secured the most important parts of the island of Sardinia, commanding its main cities, coastlines, and harbors, ensuring our enemies have no ports of call. With newly conquered territory comes the inevitable parceling of land and distribution of promises, but it is up to us to decide which townships will become the Roman hub of the area. Okay, so I think we could set up... We could keep Sulci as the capital, but this is plains with no river, so I think not. Could also set up... where is Olbia? Hold on. So here near Borealis. Olbia. Oh, Olbia over here. Okay, the old capital. No. I think Corrales is the way to go here. Farmland. I mean, these islands aren't super lush, but this is farmland on the water, so... And it's in a good location at the south of the island. So Corrales has the most suitable land. I will probably actually make Corrales a major port location and set up one of my navies to live there. I think at the minute, I think what I might do actually is have the navy that was living in Pise redirect over and live in Corrales, and I may build a 4th navy for Pise later. I think having Corrales be a permanent home for one of our main navies is pretty important for having some naval power projection down here, at least in the lore. All right, Corrales has the most suitable land. Very good. 5 pops assimilated. We gain Roman colonia there. 4 Roman freemen are arrived there, or appear there rather, and it becomes the provincial capital for free. Very good. We'll come back to this later. As for this land, this barracks here, I may keep actually, although for now I'm going to destroy it. I can rebuild that sort of stuff later. Sulci is very built up, but not for long. We're going to be demoting this place, so prepare for a lot of money for me. I don't know why I said that as if you have to do anything. You're all just watching this, so I'm the only one doing anything. All right, so we just got a lot of money. Let's demote this. All right, get out of here. This Merc company may move, or it may not. We shall see. All right. And then the rest of this we had before, so that looks fine. This fort up here can now be gotten rid of. Although it is in a good location, it is equidistant from this capital up here and this capital. So I'm going to keep this fort just for the purpose of maintaining good fort coverage. There is a hole right here, and there is, yeah. But otherwise, fort coverage now is looking pretty solid. Once Corrales has a fort, obviously, then it will be good. So we will keep the fort there. Okay, back to the mission tree. We have a lot. This whole mission tree is going to be complete in just a second here, honestly. Or it may take some time, actually, but let's do the stuff that doesn't have a timer, so we'll have to wait for that part. But Punic Siculia. The Carthaginians' determination to hold Sicilia is a fierce persisting. Despite Agathocles' invasion of Carthage, we will succeed where he failed and drive them back into the sea. So this is another reason I wanted to get all this stuff for myself, because I I'd rather have all these tiles in my own control to set up my colonies and whatnot, so I think it was worth taking the time to do this war to the bitter end here. Alright, the conquest of Sicania. We have at last taken a jewel of the Carthaginian trading empire. May they rot in the African heat while the riches of Sicilia and her great cities are laid bare to us. With newly conquered territory comes the inevitable parceling of land and distribution of promises, but it is up to us to decide which township will become the Roman hub in the area. Okay, so there's a lot of options here. We've got Lilybaeum. I told you this would be the name of it in Latin once we took it over. It is farmland, and it is on the very strategically important sea tile right here, which is very close to Africa, so this is a very good location for another major naval area and maybe a navy living here. Having a navy in here and a navy here will really put the pressure on Carthage, so not a terrible idea. We'll come back to that idea, though. Panormus is would be a panormous mistake to do that. It is hills. We're going to be demoting that. Heraclea Minoa is farmland and is a good alternative. This giant forest city is getting demoted real quick, though, so yeah. If Lilybaeum were the capital, I could have a fort at Hypana, which would cover most of the rest of the province, and that would, I think, work. So this place here is not a good spot. It must be Hedi Solentum. No. Alright, so Lilybaeum is the perfect site. It actually is the perfect site here. 4 pops are assimilated against the Colonia modifier, and it becomes a city. It actually isn't a city at the minute. And it becomes the official capital, so that's perfect. Lilybaeum is the perfect site. And then I will keep the port here. No. Let me remove the port. Let me start building a fort, and then I'll rebuild the port later. Alright, so Selenus is getting deleted from the face of the world. This forest city is an affront to all that is good and true. Alright, I think I'm a little overly mean to forest cities in my playthroughs, but I just really dislike cities that are in bad locations. I think it might be like driven in part by my min-maxer approach and also in part by my OCD, to be honest. It's a mixture. Sometimes the two are kind of hard to disentangle from each other, but that's how I can play this game at this level. It's like having a special ability, you know. Alright, revoke city status. Let's get the hell out of here. Alright, Heraclea Minoa, I could keep as a city. It's in a good spot to be a city. Let me come back to that. Erix, fortunately, isn't a city, so we can just destroy that. This farming settlement I'm going to keep and make use of later. Slave estate can go. We may build a fort there. Farming settlement will keep. We may build a farming settlement there. This is a city, which means it is getting revoked. And then, this here is definitely also a city. I'm going to destroy this as well. We're nearly out of room in our tyranny for revocations. What are we dealing with down here? I've already done this stuff down here, actually, so we're fine. Because we're already demoted, as you say. Okay, so actually, yeah, so I think I will demote Heraclea Minoa because Agrigentum being the capital... Well, actually, yeah, we have to move the capital over here, but I think I'll set it up at Agrigentum. I think the mission lets me do that, and I think I probably will do that. Or I could set it up at Camarina. If Camarina... So, okay, let me think about this. Camarina would be a better spot on this province to be the capital. And if this is here, then it lines up with fort coverage in Heraclea Minoa. So I'm going to keep Heraclea Minoa as a city, actually. I think that's fine. And do I keep Agrigentum as a city, though? Possibly. I could just have all these cities, but I'd rather redistribute people around. Let me think about this. Agrigentum is the right distance from Lilybaeum. What I could do is... So I have Lilybaeum, I have Agrigentum, and then I have Camarina. We know the port's on this side. The Camarina port probably is on this side, so then I have... Well, then this doesn't have a... I guess I could keep Heraclea Minoa as a city as well. It's not the end of the universe to keep it as a city. Would probably be okay. Salt. Is salt a food resource? No, I don't think so. This would be horses. This is grain. I could make this have farm. Okay, so maybe Agrigentum becomes the capital over here, which means Heraclea Minoa does go. Okay, that settles it. I want to have the farm here. Okay, that resolves it. Alright, so we're going to dismantle Heraclea Minoa. Alright. And this is, now we, I think we can do one more revocation. I actually don't think, actually, no, we need to have 95 to do one more revocation, so let's do that. Okay, now we do Land of Tyrants, and I hope this lets me select Agrigentum as the capital location. We shall see. Syracusan and Agrigan tyrants have brought misery to Sicilia and Bruttium, such as the brazen bull of Phaleris. It is time to restore decency to the rich island. Alright, I'm already seeing the solution here. The Land of the Tyrants. Syracuse, which withstood the Athenian expedition and birthed the most depraved tyrants, has finally fallen. Their lands have returned to metallic rule, though they prepare fine cities for us to move into. With newly conquered territory comes the inevitable parceling of land and distribution of promises, but it is up to us to decide which townships will become the Roman hubs of the area. Agrigentum has perfect ground, so this becomes the capital of Syracuse. That's perfect. Receives 4 freemen, and has 3 pops assimilated, and gains Roman colonia. Alright. Very good. This fort now can go, and we can take a look at this area. Alright. Perfect. And it has a port, and what else does it have? It has a noble district that can go for sure. Now this wonder, is it working for me? Looks like it. So this Punic Tomb, which is weirdly on this island, I'm going to just keep this, honestly. It's already at tier 2. May as well. I mean, I guess I could destroy it. It is a Punic Tomb, so I'm kind of keeping this wonder that is Carthage specific, but I'm happy to get the noble output. That's a very strong bonus, especially. Let me check and see if that's an effect over in Roma. Punic Tomb, there it is. Okay. Yep, I'm keeping this wonder. I may make this a city. It is desert, so that's not so great, but I may make it a city just to build a port and a fort here, because it's taking up the 1 slot that is there. We'll come back to that later. Okay, next up is the breadbasket. Every province on the island of Sicily receives extra local tax and pop growth for 10 years. That's pretty good. Sicilia, or wait, no. This is for 15 years. Sicilia is famed for the abundance and excellence of its wheat. Securing this valuable cornucopia will ensure the food supply of Roma and her legions for the foreseeable future. This will take, I guess this will take a couple months to do. That's fine. Then we'll do unruly populace after that. Then we'll do the first Provincia. There we go. That was that. And then as for the actual tiles here, everyone's bad. I'm not too surprised. All right, so Syracuse, I probably need to put onto, given how many nobles are going to be here, onto harsh treatment. Let's do that. This will have to do for now. Sicilia, same thing. Harsh treatment. And then Sicania, I need to switch over to harsh treatment. And then the other places here, my stability being low isn't helping. Tarentum is pretty bad decay. Apulia is about to go into disloyalty. I need to attend to this. I have a lot of money to work with, though, so we're going to be just fine. And a lot of slaves to move. Alright. First things first, let's get our economy back under control. So go down to no army maintenance, no fleet maintenance. Look how much money we just saved right there. Holy crap. We had a 100% shift in our maintenance, so it went from plus 50% to minus 50%. That was worth a ton of money right there. Fort maintenance can go as well. This is without any of my new commerce economy oriented, so this is just from the new tax we're getting, so that's pretty good. Okay, so first things first. I need to get some buildings going. I would prefer to do this under a Bonnie leader, but that is not how things are going to go. Gurgus has become an Optimatus, interestingly, so that, I guess, works for me. Optimatus also gained even more control during this episode, so I guess it does happen during the episodes sometimes, though not always. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, the chance of a Bonnie takeover next is feeling pretty low, so we'll just go for it. We'll miss out on the money. And we also have some more trade routes to set up here. All right, so first things first, let me trade for stone and get some buildings going. And I will quickly check and see where else can I get trade routes. So Tuscia, let's trade for something for value, probably just precious metals. All right, where else? Most of these places, a lot of these places now, so this place here from Pops, that makes sense. Trade for precious metals. Corsica can trade in something. Trade for gold. Sardinia, Australis can trade for something too. Okay. Trade for gold. Alright, and then down here. Sicania can trade for 2 things. Interesting. Don't know if that's going to stay for long, but for now, we'll trade for gold. Alright, economy should improve quite a bit after that's recalculated. Okay, now that I've done that, anything else I need to do in Italia? Just get my stability under control. Things are just really dire across the board. Oh boy, I'm going to save my PI and do a, what am I calling it? Do a stability decision. What is it called? Divine Sacrifice in a couple months. Going to be very needed. I may even switch over to Westia. I need to have like a 5-year recovery consulship, like for sure, after this giant deal. Because a lot of our damage here has come from, or a lot of our stability came from the stupid no Casus Belli declaration. But I'm glad I did it, because now we've got this all under control in one go. So I'm happy with that outcome. Alright, now that we're trading for stone, let's go and get into these new areas and get some infrastructure. So, first things first, we have to fortify all of our cities. That is a priority. Fortify Lily Bam as it's becoming a city. Fortify this place, which is already a city, so that's pretty good. And then over here, fortify Katana. Alright. And that's actually all the forts I need right now for this new territory. Next up is the rest of the infrastructure. So, we have a lot of slaves kind of all over the place. Let's start by looking for the best resource buildings to set up around here. If I want to build a mine, can I overlay this with the resource map mode? That would be really cool if I could do that. Base metals, hold on. Back. Mine. No, it doesn't overlay. Ugh. Why did I think it would? Mistakes were made in thinking this game had good UI. Have I mentioned that this game doesn't have the best UI? I may have mentioned it once or twice. There's like a whole bunch of mine locations over here. Alright, what is over here? Base metals and iron. I just gotta eyeball it, unfortunately. Anything super valuable? Glass is pretty good. I probably want to get a surplus of glass over here. Glass over here as well. Oh, there's a lot of glass around here. Alright, let's get some glass mines going. Alright, we do have the stone surplus. Let's take full advantage of this. Isn't there glass over here? Oh wait, you can't build a glass mine. What am I talking about? Glass isn't a mine resource. Yeah, this is... Whoops. Well, Sindaris does have this other bonus, which we should take advantage of. Yeah, to get the base metals trade. I guess we'll just get whatever goods we can. Not glass, I guess. What is over here? Oh yeah, it's glass. That's why I can't build it there. Alright, let's just build mines everywhere that we can. Get extra copies. And then, what do we have in these spots here? Stone and stone. Stone's fine. We'll get some more mines up here as well. We're reinvesting all of this money into infrastructure. No need to play around. Get some more of this stuff here. Yeah, look at this. Alright, then what are we actually getting? Iron, base metals, base metals, base metals, stone. And then do we already have a mine here? We do, okay. Might not have enough slaves on these islands to really put all these mines to full work, but we can get a lot of extra copies from this. That's pretty good. And then also, let's not ignore our food situation here. Right over here, I really wish I could trade in some food. That would help with my unrest quite a bit. But hopefully after the war is done, we have a full tick. This will go back to recovering its food. We'll have to come back to that, though. Once Brutia is annexed or integrated, this will be a lot easier to deal with, but for now, I'll have to just work with it. Right, back over to the macro builder, let's build some farming settlements. Now we can farm most of this island and a lot of other spots as well. Let me farm Camarina. Let me just find actually grain locations and farm there. So let me farm, let's see here. Yeah, let me set up some farms down here. Actually, there's not going to be... Let me set up some farms up here, actually. I haven't... Actually, do I have farms up here? I might already. It doesn't overlay, so I can't tell. I actually don't. Let me set up a farm in Florentia and also in Senalia. Get some extra farms up here. That looks fine. And then what else do we have around here? Actually, I think that's fine for now. Let's use the rest of our money for slave micro. So now let's switch off of stone and trade for Vegetables. All right, now into Florentia, let's send some slaves. So we're going to have, with the farm, you need 10 for this, so we can just move 6 in, disallow slave promotion, move them probably from Pise is the best spot. Yeah, we can move a lot from Pise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough. No, I was wrong. I need to send 1 more over. There we go. Okay, good. And then down here at Sena Eula, let's do that as well. Just need to move 2 over. Actually, this needs 17 for some reason. We need to move 5 over, actually. All right. Move them from Wetolonia. That looks fine to me. 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. All right, and then over here on these islands, let me attend to this area. So I may not have enough slaves to fill all these mines, but I may as well get them built. Let's see. So Ficaria. Also, hold on before I proceed. Disallow slave promotion in both these tiles. All right, good. All right, Ficaria. We can move a couple from these parts of Corsica. So what do I need here? I basically will need, let's see, I'll need a full 12 here. Just, yeah. Plus some will demote down, so that'll help, but okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we could also build a, yeah, we're actually not, let's remove them from here because we're going to move them to here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. That will be enough. And then up here, I'll actually move the rest of the slaves in Corsica to Ficaria and then move them down to here so that they're in Sardinia for the many slave spots we're going to need to fill in just a second. I may have been a little overkill with all these mines, but you know, we're really building up our infrastructure. I'm planning to maximally profit from this territory. I need to set up for that. So we're going to go over capacity for just a quick sec. Move pops here from, yeah, we can move a lot of population down like this. So from Illyria, we can move a lot of these guys out of there. I think I moved people to Illyria to get assimilated, but we want them in the mines now. I care less about their Roman Hellenic nature. That's fine. Just basically move everybody. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have clicked that so fast. All right, that was a bad mistake. Right, we will deal with that later. Damn. Oh, I hate doing that so much. All right. Stupid. Okay, move everyone down to Longinus, except for keeping 12 in Ficaria. All right, where is Ficaria? Here it is. Move all the non-Corsicans. Make sure it doesn't move around in the UI. All right, good. Now it's got 12. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can fix this. 7 pops. Neighboring. Yeah. This should count as neighboring. This is close enough. 7 pops, 50% are Roman culture. Yeah, it's not 50% here. It's much less than 50%. Can Pise not reach it? No, Pise is not Roman at all. Okay, what about Kosei? 23%. We'll just have to come back for this later. That's a very frustrating mistake, but I can't do anything about that at the minute. I guess I could move some Roman slaves back. Would I be able to get any of these places high enough? I actually would be able to. All right, you know what? I've got the money. Let me fix this right now. I'll have to. I'm paying for my own mistake here. Move the Romans back over up here, and just the Romans UI. Don't mess with me. All right, good. Move all the Romans up here, and this should be enough. All right. There we go. That's going to take a year. It's fine. And then we'll bring those slaves back down here. let's be very careful now going forward about this. I'll leave 2 population there just to be safe. All right, and then now into here from Ficaria, we bring the rest of the Romans back over. All right. And I guess this Corsican too. We still have 12, so that's fine. Okay, now from here, we leave 12 behind and send the rest over to Lessa from Longonis. All right. Let's see, so 8, so 4. There we go. Now there's 12 slaves left. Very good. All right, and now Lessa actually does have more than enough, so we can move one from Lessa to Phantom Carisi. Also make sure these places have promotion turned off. Good. Make sure this is also turned off. Good. All right, good. Okay, and then now from here, move from Phantom Carisi. Move just one. And then we'll set up, try to do what we can within this area. So, actually, let me see what we're working with here around here. Probably quite a bit. All right, so let's move people in here first. Actually, let's do this last so I can move them from up here to this area faster if needed. So let's start down here. Which one's the largest? Cetus. Let's move 4 slaves in here. From Sulki would be quite a lot, probably. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Over here into Metalla, let us move. Also disallow save promotion in both these spots. Actually, I'll just do it in all these spots right now while I'm thinking about it. All right, into Metalla. And this is, I know this is tedious, but all of these actions will improve my economy by something like +5 to +10 income per month. Like, we can't get our powerful mid-game income without actually putting the work in to get the infrastructure going. Like, I'm taking this land to make use of it, you know? All right, so into Metalla from Sulki. And from Karalis. And from Nura would be fine. Does Nura has a... hold on, wait. From Nura. Where's Nura? Oh, it's right here. Okay. That's fine. Bring them from Nura. Okay, good. All right, and then into here, let's bring in from places that are not mines. Teray. I just need, actually just one more for this one for some reason. From Othoka, that's fine. I could be a little overkill and bring in more, but I don't think that's needed. These ones are all 17, yeah. All right, then this one here we've set up. Okay, so lastly for this one, we should be able to do this from within the province, I think. Bring them from Hydata Hipsitana. Is this a, oh, this is just a, yeah, it's just populated because it was the capital before, so all the slaves went there. So let's move them out of this mountain where they're not very helpful. Okay. There we go. All right. And with that, I think we've now set up a massive network of slave mines up here. Lastly, down here, let's attend to this. So we're going to have to work with the population that's available down here, unfortunately, which may not be that much. Which one has the most people? All right, let's see. Let's get Tindaris filled up first. All right, no slave promotion allowed. Move from Kalakte is fine for now. I just want the extra copies. 10 is enough, actually, so that's fine, because we have that modifier. Right. Over in Masana, let's get, let's see. Let's get 11 moved over from Taromenium. That is fine. Where's Taromenium? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Beatians? Oh, I don't know how Beatians got here, but that's fine. They will work in my stone mine. And that is that. From Regium as well. Just need one more. All right. From Katana would be fine. Yes. Well, yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then, let us get... Let me go back to this. Down in Camarina, we need to get 11 slaves down here. Also make sure that we've turned off slave promotion in these spots correctly. Very good. Alright. Make sure to catch that. Alright, move some slaves in here. Move pops in. Alright, what can we do? Syracuse has a bunch. Let's move them in. We need 2 more. Actually, we have enough now. That's fine. I don't know when it's 15, when it's 17. I don't know what decides that, but that's fine. Okay, over here, we need to move... Gonna need to move 10 in here to get to 12 once it has the mine. Augusta would be fine. Let's move some in from that. Heraclea and Manoa can lose some. Lily Biome can lose some as well, honestly. Probably would be good if it did. Alright, good. And then, lastly, is Eric's. We need to have a full 12 be brought in. Let's see if we can find a full 12. I think we probably can. Oh yeah, we definitely can. Not from Selenos. From here is fine, though. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be careful. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. That is that. We've now got all these places set up and ready to go. Alright, so now let's switch back over to stone and do some more infrastructure building in our core. Stone. Alright, Rome has all its building slots used. It's also nearly at full population again. I'm going to save my PI. So I'm not going to spend anything on PI. I want to save that for sacrifices. For now, though, let's keep improving Latium a little bit here. Although, actually, I could also build... I could queue up some ports. Let me queue up a port, actually, in Corrales after the fort. And I'll wait to do it in Lily Biome once it has enough building slots, so we'll get those going. In the meantime, let's see here. So I do want all 5 of these cities to be research, so citizen noble focus, which means getting some more desired ratio in these other locations. Let's start with Ostia. It's the most populous of these at the minute. It has a lot of its building slots used up by its port infrastructure, so we shouldn't overlook that, but Ostia will double as a big port location. That's perfectly fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some of these built up here. What's its population looking like now? Yeah, I want to get some additional noble and citizen ratio here. Let me start with the noble ratio, actually. This will increase our chance to get more nobles as well. Alright, noble districts here. We can build 2, almost 3. We're less than 1 gold away from 3. That's a little frustrating. We're nearly there. Alright, we'll wait 1 month, and then we'll build the last one in Ostia. And in the meantime, we'll switch back to be min-maxi. We can now trade for a 2nd gold in order to get the gold surplus. Alright, good. What else? I don't need to trade for hemp anymore, so we can get 2 more slots as well. Because I was just getting this to get the ship damage done. Alright, do we have earthenware here? We should get earthenware if we don't have it. Yeah, let's get the Freeman output going nationally. And then no more myrrh. We already have glass surplus. Could go for spices. I kind of want to get the spice surplus to get citizen output. I don't know if we're going to be able to reach spice surplus, but we can at least trade for spices for value for now. That'll do. Alright, and then economy-wise, we're already looking a lot better. It's going to improve as well as we proceed. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Ships will return. I'm going to wait for everyone to get back to Ostia, and then I'm going to reorganize my ships. I'll destroy the extra ships I don't need, like the triremes I picked up and whatnot, but that's fine. Let's take a look at how my economy gets quite a bit better in just a minute here. And that is quite the improvement. Alright, so let's go ahead and trade for stone and get that last noble building going in Ostia. Oh, I didn't trade for sheep again. Whoops, I should be trading for sheep. Sheep matters more than Freeman output right now. Alright, I'll correct that now, after I trade for stone and get the building going. Get the building queued up, rather. There we go. Yes, alright. So no wonder I had extra slots. I was wondering, how do I have so many slots now? Mystery solved. Alright, trade with the Gauls for now. Okay, I should note that I have gone a little crazy with the tyranny. We just gotta wait for this. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do to lower tyranny, so here we are once again. I can't avoid my high tyranny game style, so... Alright, well, this, at the minute, does give us a lot of Popularis approval, I think, because they like tyranny. Bonnie have pretty bad decline. Optimates are thrilled. They're fine with all this. Alright, we do still have an Optimatus co-consulship coming up next, which is fine by me. I'd rather have Optimatus rule than Popularis rule, so I can keep the noble output going. Incidentally, none of my other advances are near completion. For some reason, Oratory was really far ahead of everything else. We could, with that Oratory advance that we've gotten, make a change to our Oratory option here. We now have options to the other Oratory ideas. So, Sanctioned Privileges remains a pretty good option, particularly if I want to switch over to Senatorial Endorsement, which I very much am thinking about now, to get the extra PI gain. Losing out on the anti-corruption could be pretty painful. We could eventually switch all the way over to doing increased wages to reduce corruption like that, but this can really become expensive given how much more you're paying all your officers. But this is one way to be able to free up that idea slot and that law slot for something else. This might be feasible, but I'm not going to spend the stability on this right now for what I hope are obvious reasons. And I'm also not going to spend PI in anything right now. I'm going to wait until I can do a Divine Sacrifice at least once. In the meantime, though, I could switch my idea. So let me see what my options are. Not a terrible idea. Although that would also spend PI. So let me just see what the options are before I decide. Unintegrated Culture Happiness plus 6%. That could be good. Loyalty of Generals Admirals. Research points 15%. That's interesting. War score cost. Improved defeated maximum. Let's leave it as it is for now and then come back to it later. I'm thinking about switching it, though, given time. Nearly 50% of our population is slaves. Let's try and promote some of these guys up to freemen so we're not dealing with that. But for now, things look good. Exodus of Punics. Our conquest of Sicilia has caused the flight of many Punics who seek refuge in Carthage, believing they will have better lives or avoid mistreatment. Some argue that migration should be encouraged, making room for Roman settlers and their families. Others that it will strengthen our enemies with servants eager to destroy Rome. So I could gain some popularity, which we're already at max. A bunch of population in Sicania leaves, except for slaves, which I'm fine with. This will make managing this area a lot easier. Or force them to stay. I'm going to let them go. This is fine. This shouldn't depopulate anywhere, and the slaves not leaving means that my slave micro is not messed up. Also, extra pop simulation speed is great. Alright. That's fine. This place is sort of under control. A little bit. We have a lot of room left in that ceiling with that disloyalty, so I think we're okay at the minute. Alright, these guys are arriving back. Let's get our fleets reorganized. This is a long time coming here. Okay, so first things first, these tetrays and triremes can just get scuppered. I don't want these guys. Alright, get out of here. Let's also keep an eye on our budget as we do this. This will improve things a fair bit. That already has made a big improvement. Notice, by the way, just how expensive this fleet really is. On decreased pay, we're paying nearly 10 gold for this fleet. So we really are paying out of our nose for naval dominance here. There's, again, now that I've won this war, I'm not sure I need the navies to be this big, and it would feel a little anticlimactic to reduce our naval strength, but this would save a lot of money, and I genuinely don't need a navy of this scale. I think there's an argument for reducing down to 2 full navies of the 10-20 composition I talked about before. This would save me a lot of money. If I could only keep some navies in reserve on, like, super reduced pay, but I can't do that in this game. So I either have them on reduced pay or I don't have them at all if I'm trying to save money. I think 60 ships should dominate the Western Mediterranean. No one else has anywhere near that ship count, and the only person that I thought would, be an issue with this is Carthage. Epirus also lost a lot of their ships earlier. They're not rebuilding very fast. Incidentally, Egypt does have 67 ships, but if I go to war with Egypt, I'm going to be in bigger trouble than just having the fleet inferiority, so that is completely off the table as an option. And I don't have any reason to fight Egypt right now, so let's leave it at that. Some of the Greek kingdoms do have some serious ships as well. Let me see. Silly kids, though, their ships are going to be over here, probably. I think 60 ships is probably more than enough. It also can carry my levies just fine as it is, although I now have 37 cohorts in Italia, 6 in Magna Graecia, so that's pretty good. What's that going to be? That's under 60 is what that is. So let's do the smart thing. It would be, you know, it'd be kind of satisfying to have this giant navy, you know, that is completely untouchable, but I can make do with 60 ships for now. I think having the larger ship numbers did make this war much more feasible, so I didn't make a mistake earlier by having over 60 ships, but now that I've completely killed all of Carthage's ships and also damaged Epirus' ships quite a bit. Remember, at the start of last episode, Epirus and Carthage both had something like 45 ships each, so we are now in a much safer position navally. We can start to sort of de-escalate our ship size here. So let me just do it like this. This is easier to organize. Keep 20 here for the 2 navies, and then select you guys, and let's enjoy the view of, all right, 14.38. Can I just, can I select it and have this open at the same time? No, okay, 14.38, disband these guys. 15.15, there we go, all right. But the hex arrays being disbanded will be worth a lot more, so what I want is 40 hex arrays remaining for my 20 and 20, and then the rest will be deleted. Yeah, we're being economical here. All right, so 15.15. 17.61, that is a big economic boost right there. So we are about to have so much money. The Roman people will, because the thing is, all of my expenditures are, like, if these expenditures are for the purpose of reinvestment and for strengthening our economy, it's worth it, right? Long-term thinking. All right, split in half. Let's get our 2 classes reorganized. Babulkas could remain the admiral. He's in very poor health now. I think a better idea, actually I can't remove him until 12 months have passed. I'm going to just not have any admirals at all. I don't think I need admirals while I'm in peacetime. So let's call this classes 2. Okay, first let me do it like this. So we're going to redesignate this as just classes 1 with Babulkas in charge still temporarily while he forces us to stay in charge. There we go. Now, I think what I want to do is actually station both fleets. Let's see here. Let me station them in Italia and Magna Graecia just to carry my levies around. I don't think I'll need to worry about where they're stationed too badly. Let me station just Classis 1. Let me do it like this, actually. Classis 1. I'm actually even go a bit zoomed out more than just city names. I guess this could be the Italia fleet, technically. Although for now I'll call it Ostia, so I know exactly where it lives. Classes 2, I'm probably going to station in Catana, so we have a Magna Graecian fleet down here. Although where I want to station it on the island is another question. I'd rather station it in Lilybaeum, but there's no port there yet, so let's temporarily have it live in Catana. Classes 2, Catana. You guys come down here just so we have a fleet down there, but that should be fine. All right, we have another trade route available. Oh my gosh, trade routes and pops is going crazy right now. Okay, what do we want now? More spices? No, no more spices. All right, we got sheep going, no more myrrh. That's too bad. We could get 1 copy of citrus for more food. Getting the naval range bonus eventually could be nice, but citrus is going to be pretty far away. I think we start going for earthenware once again. Let's try to reestablish earthenware surplus, just given some more time. Okay. Looks good. Also, let's talk about our splendor situation. We don't have enough splendor, so if you don't know what this is, by the way, because this is a mechanic from the mod, in Terra Indomita, there are 3 ages. Hellenistic Age is the one we're in right now, Age of Migration, and then Age of Empires. And we gain splendor over time, I think just from, I don't actually know how this is calculated. It doesn't say because it's a modded resource. But basically, you can spend splendor on powerful game-long modifiers, which I learned the hard way from a previous campaign, do not stack with themselves, so don't be fooled about that. And you can achieve objectives in each age that are age-specific. So we actually could have maybe gone for Force of Poseidon. I didn't think about this before I destroyed the ships, but We actually did have that before, so whatever. Because we had over 100 ships at least for a period. But what we can do is get some of these modifiers, and some of them are nation-specific. So these ones over here are generic, and anyone can get them. These ones over here. And some of them are very, very strong to get early on for the whole game. And then these ones over here require specific nations. None of these are Roman-specific, so should be noted. Also, we can actually get Blood of the Argiads for our leader, but this only matters for a monarchy where you're assured to have that trait in your family, so that's not a big deal. And then Golden Age requires 3 of the objectives being completed. We had over 100 ships, so I guess it needs us to maintain 3 of them and not just have achieved them briefly. This gives us, for probably the rest of the age, realistically, a big set of bonuses. I will probably wait, and I actually don't know if the Golden Age is, you can do it, you know, once per age, once per game. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look on the Discord to see how this mechanic works exactly, but we could definitely do some interesting stuff with the Golden Age, particularly later on. We are in a good position to actually we do already have Spread of Hellenistic Ways. Yes, we definitely have this already. I think we can actually achieve this and get the Golden Age if we want to in the Hellenistic Age, so we'll come back to that. We shall see. Alright, looking good. Once all these mines and whatnot finish, we're going to have a giant economic boost. Whew, okay. You guys want my iron? Yep. Trade with them. I think in 2 months we can do our divine sacrifice. So we'll wait. Just wait for that. Or is happiness in the most severe state? But Lucania is now completely disloyal, so that is worth noting. I am going to save my PI to do Divine Sacrifice. That's going to be more valuable for my stability across the board. Or, obviously, but for my happiness across the board, I should say. Alright, I need 39 for this. That's fine. We'll wait. Oh, let me go up to speed 3 as well. Alright, that's the main action of this episode, to be sure. This was a crazy war. I'm really proud of myself for how I handled this war. It's just, you know, not to get, like, too, you know, emotional, but I just think back to, like, the Talantia campaign years ago, if you remember that. How overwhelmed I felt by my invasion of Rome as Talantia. And I know the situations are different, so it's not an exact comparison, but I think my level of confidence with these large-scale, like, all-or-nothing wars has really improved quite a bit. It's just so satisfying to sort of think back to when I was playing this game, you know, in the first couple hundred hours back in my early campaigns on this channel. Like, if you go back to watch the Akenia campaign, how much more hesitant I am and how much more kind of unsure I am of what I'm doing. And I still have a lot to learn. Like, I know that I'm not an expert at Imperator Rome by any means, although compared to most people, probably I am. But there are people that have an encyclopedic knowledge of everything in this game, and I'm not one of those people. But I have got much better sort of intuition for this game and its core mechanics. So that's pretty good. All right. Where am I looking? I'm looking here to do Divine Sacrifice. All right, monthly stab change plus 0.15. This is very much needed right now. Get that stab up and get it up quick. Coming in the city of Histonium, our extension of new privileges and investments into local infrastructure have seen Histonium grow from relative humility into a true Sabellian city. While it still has some way to go before it can rival the great cities of our age, the past 2 years have ushered in a new era of growth and urbanization in this territory. Very nice. It already has a fort here. I'm going to go ahead and trade... Hold on, wait, before I say that. How much is a port? I need to wait a bit longer. All right, I'll build a port here once I have enough. Actually, I need to build a couple ports around here. All these places don't have any ports. Yeah, I actually have a bunch of places I need to build ports in, to be honest. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to build 5 ports. We'll get to that later. No rush. Oh, what is the Egyptian Navy doing over here? Don't like the look of that too much. Interesting. Or Egypt, can we be friendly, please? Maybe. I guess we'll see what we can do with Egypt. Only 21k manpower max. Probably is our war exhaustion, or what's causing this? Probably the happiness being so low is contributing a lot to that. As our stability improves, that will get better as well. These guys want my base metals. Yep. The breadbasket of the Mediterranean. All right, this is now finished. Sicilia is famed for the quality and abundance of its grain. With the island under Roman control, we can increase the production and ensure the people of Rome will never need to go without their daily bread. The sheaves must flow. All right, very good modifier. We can now go ahead and grab unruly population. The Sardinians are legendary for their opposition of foreign invaders, deterring Carthaginian domination of the island. We must be ready for the inevitable backlash. All right, so I guess we'll see if we can quell the Sardinians. That would be quite nice, actually, if we could do that. Yeah, at this point, I think I need to start spending my PI pretty liberally to switch everything over to harsh treatment, especially in places we've just conquered. Yeah, so Sardinia, we're going to have to switch both of these to harsh treatment, realistically. Corsica, probably as well, to be honest. The rest of this, I think, is maintainable. Let's see here. Yeah, this is all maintainable. This is all fine. All the stuff on the mainland. No big surprise there. Noble District Nostia is done. The first one is done. Very good. I switch back from stone. I didn't switch to stone, so we're fine. We also have one more trade than we are allowed, so we'll just leave that there. Forbidden trade. That's fun. But anyways, yeah, it's just it's fun to think back to when I first started playing this game, just how much more nervous I was and how much more sort of unsure of what I was doing. All right, the Sardinian question. The local... Oops, let's drop my thing. The local magistrates of Longonus report that Sardinians have burned down many of their vital buildings. The scoundrels coordinated a night attack and were long gone before a reaction could be mobilized. The indigenous people are clearly doggedly opposed to Roman rule. Brazen vagabonds reduce the output in this one location. That is fine. We'll have to have a half year of these events to sort of sift through. That's fine. I'll grab my thing with my foot. One of my mini talents. Alright. I am the missing link between humans and primates. I'll pause the game. Come on. I almost got it. Nope, I dropped it. This is probably really funny to watch when you can't see what's going on. Alright. Got it. It's my my watch. I often am like fiddling with my watch with my hands just below the camera. That's what I'm usually doing when you hear the like that noise. That's my watch that I'm messing with my hands. Okay, trade with our Armenia. Yep, looks good. That was an interesting Armenian or Pontus trade, so kind of an interesting set of options there. Okay, the Sardinian question once again. Our officials have been having a miserable time working with the proud locals in Sardinia. Many have taken to isolated communities in the mountains, living on banditry and piracy. One of their leaders now demands Sardinian self-rule as a vassal tribe. The idea is deeply unpopular in Rome, but could free us from an endless insurgency of attrition. No, this guy disappears. Sardinia Borealis gets a big population happiness reduction for 10 years. That's pretty bad. But I'm not giving them self-rule. You guys are going to be in my nation whether you like it or not. Sorry, it's just what has to happen here. Alright. Let's switch this place immediately over to harsh treatment. Try to get this under control as best you can. That does help a lot, actually. Alright, we'll do this with the other two islands as well. We've taken the stuff, now let's see if we can hold it. That's a bit of a tougher proposition, but we'll have to do. Alright, I'm switching from my coffee to a soda that I had from last night. Alright. Hydration is never ending. Kush wants to trade with my glass, or wants... Let me say that again. Kush wants to trade with me for my glass. I don't want to trade with my glass. Now, they really would be on the Kush if they wanted that. Alright. I'm impressed I can reach Kush, though. That's quite the distance. Score-wise, we're back up at number 1. Very good. We're right where I belong, even with our low happiness. Good to see. The Bosphorian Kingdom wants my stone. This is all pre-mines finishing imports, so we're about to get a lot of extra copies when the mines finish. Alright, looking good. Let's just keep at it. And incidentally, how are we looking here? Looks like Godagus has actually taken over as the main console, and Batabatas has become the co-console. I don't know how this switch happened, but it's the same two guys. It's just switched around who's where. This is actually fine for a peaceful consulship. I'm like, this next 5-year period, I absolutely have to like not do anything too crazy. Like I keep getting these giant wars. I do not have the tyranny room for any more expansion right now, and like city, destruction. We're going to have 9 finesse on Italia, and other than that, we're going to have pretty solid stats across the board. So I'm happy with these two becoming the new leaders. Once Sophus ends up dying, which, given all of his health problems, he should not too distant of a time, we're going to get rid of this really... Actually, he's back up to pretty good loyalty, so never mind. I guess he saw the funny side. Don't know what to make of that, but we have a lot of really old characters now lingering around. I would like the Bonnie to have a resurgence. I really want to have a 5-year period with the Bonnie to get some additional build cost reduction, but don't know how likely that is given their low control. Maybe when they have a new party leader, something might happen. I guess we'll see, but this is fine. We've successfully kept the Populares from getting too powerful, but now the Optimatus are getting too powerful, so... I don't have the mental capacity left in this episode recording to do another, political intrigue episode trying to get the Optimatus kicked back, but maybe after the election things will be a bit more even. I guess we'll see. 1 more year to go before that ends up happening. I would be fine, though, with a double Optimatus consulship. Having more noble output, this is, also good for a peaceful consulship period, and these stats are fine if we're not planning to go to war, so we'll go to that. Nice, Valerius died. He was a character we've been dealing with for quite a long time. Was the researcher, member of the Valerii family. Alright, new researcher needed. Anybody amazing? The answer is yes. We have so many characters that of course it will be yes. Alright, 10 finesse, Popularis would be fine. Marcus Valerius Lepidus. Come on in. Alright, anybody else with... actually, hold on. You've got very good oratory, so never mind. No need to even bring in traits. We're looking solid. Leave it at that. Stability keeps climbing back up. AE is climbing down. War exhaustion's almost done, which is going to help a lot when this is back down to 0. We have a new martial perk available. Let's go ahead and grab loyalty and respect. More prestige for the family, but not going to matter for the nation in any meaningful way. Yeah, that's right. Keep influencing stakeholders. Very good. How's the loyalty of my officers? I want to make sure I'm getting maximum political influence. I could do a little bit of work here, but that's too much. Don't need to do that kind of micro right now. I think we're fine. I think we'll just save our money in PI. Actually, I'm not going to save my PI. I'm going to spend my PI right away on doing this stuff here. Switch over to harsh treatment. All right, good. 0? Really? Wow, okay. We are getting things under control faster than I expected. This place needs to switch over to 4150. Wait for that. Trade with Galindia? Really? We can reach Galindia from here? Wow, okay. I don't know how we're reaching these guys, but we're reaching Galindia. That is actually pretty impressive. That's like the outer extent of our trade reach right now, but okay. Sure. Yeah. Publius Cornelius Barbatus died from overwork at the age of 73. Alright, so here is a slightly more major character dying. He was the censor and second in line for consul and a rival of the co-consul of Rome. He was the head of the Cornelii family. Even though we've not been playing as him for a minute now, we do want to pay our respects to Barbatus. He was a pretty important character, one of our main consuls for a pretty important war, and he served the state admirably, so hats off to Publius Cornelius Barbatus. Okay, we need a new censor. He was a very good censor as well, so that is a shame. Let's bring in... I guess I'll bring in the Popularis now. Valero Aurelius would be fine. No bad loyalty traits. He is corrupt, but that's probably not a huge problem. This will have to do. Who is the new party leader? It looks like Appius Claudius Africanus has become the new party leader of the Optimatus. I suppose that does make sense. And it looks like Appius Claudius Russus is our new co-consul to be. This guy's pretty good, actually. 9778. Can he be the main consul, maybe? No, actually, I prefer to have the higher finesse, so... This is good, though, still. Our tribune of the plebs. Finally, a younger character coming into the consulship here in some form or another. Alright, well, that is that. We're going to keep seeing more of these early consul deaths now that we're approaching 25 years in, you know. I don't remember offhand, but I'm pretty sure... Oh, God. Alright, fine, we'll deal with this. Okay. Sardinian Uprising. The local Neuragic peoples in the vicinity of Makopsisa have risen up in open rebellion against us. They are united under the leadership of a ruler, I guess, who promises to rid the motherland of the Roman invaders. The fools will all die. God. Did they destroy my mine? Hold on. This is the most important question. They did. They replaced it with a fort. You... Okay, that's even... Rebelling against the power of Rome, I understand that. Destroying my mine and messing up my slave micro, that is an unforgivable sin. At least the slaves are all still there. Alright. Man, alright. Army maintenance goes up to normal. We're just going to raise our Italic levy over here. No need to get too complicated. Fortunately, it's been enough time now. Just raise them here. In we come. These guys forgot that they're in Italia, so that was their first mistake. Right, heavy infantry in the front. I think this is all fine. This is all fine. This should be a quick little thing. Noble Nostia is done. Alright, I'm going to make these guys... Also, they stole this fort that I had been using, so that's also very annoying of them. Alright, we got here just fine. Let me wait for my recovery, and then I'll do an assault. Let me just get this cleared up really quick. Don't want to bother waiting this one out. Alright, this should be completely fine. Do an assault. Just power through this stupid fort, and then we'll get these guys pacified. Alright, the sacking of Makopsisa. I do not want to... it's redistributing all the slaves. I'll have to come back for this later. I'm not going to kill all my own population here, so let the looting be gentle. Appius Claudius Africanus has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Makopsisa. The enemy fleeing disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils were likely to cause those back in the Roma to admire Appius greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Let the looting be gentle. Alright. What is this? Who's trying to be in a civil war against me? Oh, this is the new head of the family. He's so bad at everything, I can't possibly justify... What, is he the... Hold on. No, he's just in the Optimatus. Your faction's in charge, my dude. Can you, like, calm the hell down? Alright. I don't want to pay PI for this stupid guy. Whatever. I'm not gonna deal with the Civil War right now. Bribe this guy. He's really old. He's ailing as well. He has a lot of health problems. Whatever. Let's just, you know, go through this. And then we'll let our morale recover a bit before we do the assault down here. Fortress under siege. It is partial garrison, so we may be fine. But let me just do one tick, just to be on the safe side. I don't want to not do the assault correctly and have to wait more time. But this is probably fine now, with it being at partial garrison. Alright, good. Okay. Sue for peace. Give this back to me. I get 3 AE for this, which is absurd. Alright, thanks. Alright, I really want to put these guys in prison, but I don't want the tyranny, so... I mean, I guess them being in prison wouldn't give me tyranny, but I'd rather Spanish them. Let's lose some more AE. Least you can do. Alright. The Neuragic local power of Sardinia accepts a generous peace offer. Sardinia Borealis to Rome, and Sardinia Australis to Rome. Now, did this screw up all of my provincial capital locations? This is the most frustrating part of this whole thing. Alright. God. What? Why did that go there? Ah, God. No! No! I can't. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Alright. You... Fine. Alright, fine. I'll rebuild the goddamn mine. You people... Oh, I don't have enough. Alright. It's all just going wrong for me right now. Alright, we're canceling the earthenware. Getting the stone. Don't know why I'm bothering with the stone, honestly, but here we are. Choices are being made. This mine will now take a long time to finish, but once it is finished, we do have nearly enough population here. Let's just move 2 over from Garrulus. There we go. That's fine. No need for vegetables. Not that big of a deal. Alright. This stupid rebellion just caused me so much PI. Or, I mean, so much loyalty. I can't even do it all everywhere. All right. Okay, very strange. Lower that. Lower maintenance as well. Okay. This fort stays here. This fort was meant to stay here. I've explained that before. This looks fine. Now we can do the first Provincia. Thank God. All right. So we can choose a policy of production or civilization in the Provincia. We get 2 free province investments. That's nice. And we get a claim on all Hispanic territories owned by Carthage or her subjects. Interesting. Rome will need to direct the administration of overseas holdings. These foreign lands lie outside the jurisdiction of Roma and can be governed with different motives in mind. The first Provincia. All right. We have established control over the islands of the Mediterranean, supplanting the ancient Greco-Carthaginian hegemony. What shall we do with these new holdings, peopled by foreigners of no relation to our own blood, in remote places far from the ears of the Roman masses? The islands could become very profitable if properly managed, but perhaps we should concentrate first on contriving a sense of loyalty and obedience. Okay, so I could go for extra integrated culture happiness, pop conversion speed, and local system desired ratio for 20 years, or reduce happiness and more slave output and more slave desired ratio. This would really improve my tax from here, but the local population happiness would be pretty difficult to deal with, I'm not going to lie. I think the conversion is actually quite helpful, I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to play it safe here. I need to get this back. Like, my OCD is going to kill me if I don't get this fixed. This is just so messed up. Oh my god, I need to get to 50 to bring it back over. Alright. The people of these islands will soon call Roma home. Alright, we're going to be nice to them. And we can now finish the mission, the first Provincia. Very good. Okay. Interesting, okay. Okay, let me come back to this later. For now, though, this needs to be fixed. It's just a matter of time, unfortunately. Not much to be done. This is, I'm just so, I hate, I know I always say this every time it happens. The fact that this game seemingly has what I can only assume is a glitch, where whenever territory is taken in a province, the provincial capital moves around randomly in your own territory. I hate this. It is the worst part of Imperator Rome, in my opinion. Like, all of the purposeful game mechanics, all of the mission design, I have my problems with it sometimes. This glitch makes me so angry. It is so, because there's no reason for it. There's no in-universe explanation why this happens, and all it does is screw up my carefully planned organization, force me to spend very difficult to accumulate provincial loyalty as a resource to move it around again, and just constantly, like, upsets me at a deep, like, psychic level. Like the limits of human suffering are exceeded by me whenever these goddamn provincial capitals move around. It's so, okay. We're cool. We're cool. Let's take a look at our mission tree here. So we need to get a new mission tree going. Subduing Greece would be annexing much of Greece. That's a little outside of our scope at the minute. Conquer or subjugate Carthage. I'm assuming it means, like, Africa, the area, so this is probably also a bit out of scope. I think we go for Pearl of Italia. This is just a generic mission tree, but we may as well go for it while we're focusing on improving Italia so much. So Italia is our home as well as the center of our country. We must grow the economy of our home region and renovate the capital itself to make it the shining center of civilization that it deserves to be. This mission will deal with developing the region of Italia. This will include increasing the food supply, developing local mining, and prospecting for new deposits. Alright. Looks good. Start the mission. Okay. This stuff is all looking fairly feasible, so we'll come back to this once we have more money. So for now, we proceed. Okay. Let's see here. Julia Lucania. Lucania, I need to switch over once I have more PI. The wait continues. Military tradition. Here we go. We can now go for the Fabri. 1 Siege Engineer. Is this for every levy? That'd be pretty strong if this was. Also 3 innovations. I also got more innovations I can use, which I forgot about. The military engineers of the early Roman army were responsible for the design of military structures, as well as the logistic duties associated with organizing their construction. All right, very good. Oh, that's 3 innovations, not 3, right. I got mixed up about that. We can now reach hypocost. Code of Rights, national freeman output plus 3%. An established code dealing with the rights of every non-landowning member of our society is likely to please the majority. And then, granted manumission, 10% pop promotion speed, that's pretty good. Enabling slave owners to release their slaves with genuine legal status is vital to the continued coexistence of owner and slave. And then, hypocost. The Romans pioneered the creation of underfloor heating. Using a complex system of flues and furnaces, the hypocost was a rare but prestigious addition to villas and bathhouses. Extra PI, 5% more, and extra 3% citizen output per month. Very good. And then, because I forgot about this earlier, let me go back over here. Let me just get more business investments. I know that we're going to get a lot of this from Pops later on, but there's so much trade to do, and I really need these modifiers like sooner rather than later, so keep at it with that. We progress. Oh, we have another one actually ready from Pops right now, so that works for me. What do we trade for? Let me, let's see here. Let me go for earthenware once again. Just try to get the output increased as much as we can. Okay. I'll start working on this new mission tree once we have the election, and I can kind of refocus in. I kind of want to just get through until the election here and end this episode off with a nice little note there. Things in the world are looking pretty solid. Also, let's not forget to do this. Apulia and Lucania. Apulia, switch this over to harsh treatment. That will sort of get things under control. We just need our stability to be higher. That's the main thing at the minute. Then Lucania is last. At least the Senate supports us. That's always nice. These guys are actually pretty happy. The Bonnie aren't so happy, but we're working on that. On we go. Save my money. Valeria Tertia died of dysentery. So this was that young admiral who actually died of her dysentery. 24 is such a sad young age to die. That's too bad. Also, this guy can get fired now. I think I will do that. Save some money. Whew. All right. Our Arthids are beating us in score slightly. That's fine. Wait one more month, then we can do our other thing there. Noble District and Ostio's done. Also a minor addendum. Appius Claudius Russus, our soon-to-be co-consul, has suggested a small addendum to an often referenced law pertaining to the rights of the common folk. It should only be a small effort to persist through the Senate. Yes, please. A small investment couldn't hurt. That's going to help out a lot. Oh, that used all of our PI, though. Oh well. Gaius Valerius Babulcus ate a particularly rotten herring at the age of 74. He was the husband of the praetor. That's right. Okay. That is fine. Yes, this is fine. Actually, that other guy, was this a different character with the same name? This guy doesn't look quite the same. I'm not entirely sure. I'm honestly not entirely sure. Okay, we proceed. Okay, looking good. Buildings are nearly finished. They're going to finish at the start of the next year, so next episode will start off with a big economic boost once people start trading with me, which they may not right away. All right, we have an election soon. Yep, I'm informed. Looks like Quintus Fabius Gotigus, as noted earlier, will be our next consul, with Russus coming in with him. We've got Optimatus and a Bonnie. Okay, well, that works for me. Oh, Caicus has become a Bonnie character. Or no, he was before. What am I talking about? I'm getting mixed up with somebody else. Okay, that's fine. What is Epirus up to, by the way? They're still fighting these guys. This war's been going on for a long time. Anything else interesting in the world happening? These guys are fighting Kush. Alright. Seleucids are... Okay, nothing really too notable. Things are looking pretty standard. Yeah, nothing really of note. Tyranny is declining at a nice brisk rate. 0.32 per month is pretty good, honestly. And that is what I want to see. We have got trade offer from Armenia. They want my base metals. Also, we have a commercial venture complete, which means we can trade in a minute for one more thing. We can get double earthenware, maybe in time for the monthly tick. That'd be nice. Come on, give me the trade route. Unless it counted down again and then we didn't get it. I think this would have been our third one. I'm not sure. I guess it didn't count. Okay, here we are, January 1st, 475, our 25-year anniversary of the campaign beginning. Unpopular consul. Never one to challenge the status quo or even to do anything remotely considered interesting. Quintus Fabius Gotigus has been elected consul by a slim majority of dull buffoons in wine-stained togas. I don't think he's that bad, but okay, sure. It would be fair to say, perhaps, that Quintus does not hold the confidence of the people in the same manner as the Stoic rulers of old. 10% reduced happiness on the Romans, I think, isn't actually a huge problem. The Romans are generally pretty happy. So, or I could spend a bunch of money, which I do have. I actually think I'm going to spend this money. More popularity on Gotigus will be helpful, and I don't want any of these other modifiers. This one's out of the question. I'm not getting 10 tyranny. I'll spend 223.55 gold and get popularity on Gotigus, so 5. The people simply love circuses. Quintus Fabius Gotigus now rules our glorious nation, 6987. Optimatus retained control, so that is noble output. Alright, good. Didn't accidentally unpause there before the monthly tick, so we can go ahead and go for our next omen. This is going to be a recovery consulship with a big focus on just letting our tyranny tick down. I don't think I have any anti-tyranny gods. I guess I should check that before I make such sweeping declarations, but I don't recall seeing anything before, and that would be so exciting. I would have remembered that. Doesn't look like it in this pantheon, which I wouldn't have expected, because I would probably have noticed that before. There's Melkart. I'm not getting any non-Hellenic gods for the pantheon. Okay, that's fine. So, for this 5-year period, Mercury would be a good option for the commerce income. We're about to have a big boost to our commerce economy, although our tax economy is doing quite well too, so it's not like we need the commerce bonus specifically. But it is boosted up by the temple. Alternatively, Uno for the citizen happiness is a strong alternative. This would also help with all of our unhappy citizens that are from non-Roman populations, so this could sort of have a double effect. This will also improve our research and manpower across the board. I think Uno is the better option. I'm trying to stabilize the happiness of my new territories, and while they're being demoted, these citizens being happier would help a lot. I'm going to go for Uno. More money would be nice, but this wouldn't be worth enough, I think, compared to getting the happiness from the citizens. Alternatively, I could just go for flat stab change. That's also a pretty strong option, because this then affects everyone's happiness across the board. And going for Westa does sort of feel like this is the time for that sort of thing, you know? Definitely feels like that. Because I have the bonus to Uno set up, I will make a temple to Westa soon, but I can't at the minute. Let me go for Uno to take full advantage of the bonus for their omen power. And this is worth more direct happiness for the citizens, who are a big part of the unhappiness from our new territories. So let's go for Uno. She is the sister wife of Zeus, the god of the sky, and the patron goddess of family, marriage, and childbirth. As one of the 6 children of Kronos and Rhea, she was swallowed whole by her father right after birth, and eventually released when Zeus tricked his father into releasing all of his siblings. And by the way, this is least weird Greek mythology moment right here. By the way, Greek mythology, when you really look into it, is actually pretty bizarre. As one of the most important of the 12 Olympians, she is called upon by her own as well as her husband. Many newlywed couples look to her for her blessing, both for fertility and the well-being of their children. Hera, her name is Uno under the Roman approach, but her Greek name is Hera, is a recurring antagonist in a lot of the stories involving the bastards of Zeus as she tries to take revenge on the offspring of her husband. All right. There we go. That should help. And then Can now go for a character focus for Gerges. Probably to go for a finesse focus, although, let me see here. Who's giving whom the zeal? Or no, not the zeal, the charisma. I could boost his charisma to increase anti-tyranny. I think that might actually not be a bad idea under the circumstances. All right, let's go for an oratory focus, rare oratory moment. This could also give us some pretty good stuff in the meantime. Let's go for a oration focus. Sure. We'll talk about his traits next episode. Put him on a scheme influence, though. Get that going right now. And then we'll assign a new Tribunus Militum. Let's see. We could put Appius Claudius Africanus over here. This would be pretty well-deserved. I think that sounds fine to me. Lots of multi-military experience from that. And with that, that's going to be it for this episode of the Rome campaign. This was the first Punic War entirely within one consulship. In fact, it was even within basically 3/5 of one consulship, or I guess 6/10 of one consulship. This was done very efficiently, and I'm actually really proud of myself for how I handled this war, all things considered. Lots of moments this could have really been become a disaster, but I moved intelligently. I made smart decisions on how I maneuvered my forces and whatnot, and we walked away with a giant victory over Carthage, which I don't think they're going to be recovering from, honestly, in this campaign, but we'll see. Carthage is still not out for the count. They're rebuilding their ships already. We shall see what happens in the future. But for now, that's it for this episode of the Rome campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.